Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearnedit. That's aarp.org/weearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by ZipRecruiter.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Hurricane Erin is a dangerous storm, and it's not even making landfall. It's the threat of huge swells all along the East Coast. Reporter Connor Barkon is in Ocean City, New Jersey.
Swimming is either prohibited or restricted at all of the Jersey Shore points. Kathy Cupo from Toms River says her family will not let a trip without swimming in the ocean ruin the fun.
No, because we're here. There's not much we could do. We paid the money, so we make the best of what we can. We're disappointed, but it is what it is. We understand.
The boardwalks and beaches are still open for people who want to spend time outdoors. Coastal flooding could be a problem later this week.
Some clarification today from the Trump administration on the promise of security guarantees to Ukraine. Linda Kenyon has more from the White House.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says this much is certain.
The president has definitively stated U.S. boots will not be on the ground in Ukraine, but we can certainly help in the coordination and perhaps provide other means of security guarantees.
What about U.S. military support from the air?
It is an option and a possibility. I won't certainly rule out anything as far as military options that the president has at his disposal.
Leavitt spoke even as NATO military chiefs prepared for a meeting Wednesday to discuss the war in Ukraine and plans for a lasting peace. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
The administration said today there have been 465 arrests since the beginning of the federal operation to tackle crime in Washington, D.C. More Republican-led states have said they'll send in National Guard troops. Jake Rosen reports they're not tasked with making arrests.
They're actually going to outnumber or potentially almost reach the number of actual police officers in the city. Those Guards members for now are not actually conducting arrests. They're not doing law enforcement activity. These Guards members kind of standing around in high traffic areas, keeping a watch on whether it's federal monuments, federal buildings, etc. But they are not currently engaged in what the federal law enforcement and metropolitan police departments are doing here, which is making arrests, patrolling neighborhoods, things like that.
There is another ceasefire proposal on the table for Gaza. Hamas says it's on board. Israel is not, according to an official. Reporter Linda Gradstein has more from Jerusalem.
The senior official told foreign journalists that the government's position has not changed, and he demanded the release of all 50 hostages, 20 of whom are still believed to be alive. The statement came after Hamas accepted a proposal for a 60-day ceasefire and the release of 10 living hostages in exchange for Palestinian prisoners and large amounts of aid entering Gaza.
The ceasefire proposal is very similar to one Israel approved months ago. On Wall Street today, stocks are mostly lower. The Dow is off 63. This is CBS News.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Another stabbing in Seattle. Details coming up. At first, Nate Connors is at the KIRO News Radio traffic desk.
Hello, Heather. Washington 811's got the update. Let's update you on that White River Bridge out there in Buckley on State Route 410. Remains closed through at least today. Tomorrow, we're going to get an update from the engineers on when they're going to open this. So they're doing inspections, obviously, throughout the day. Unfortunately, the only way to drive between Buckley and Enumclaw is along a 38-mile detour. Up in Hood Canal, we're seeing heavy volumes from both directions heading toward the bridge from a recent closure for marine traffic. The bridge is back open for vehicles, so this is going to start to dissipate. South 5 heading into Seattle, we've got building volumes between Northgate and downtown. Linwood to Seattle is up a bit to 25 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way plan on 25 minutes as well. And Tacoma to Olympia looking great at just 35 minutes. If you're digging in your yard, the law requires you to call 811 to avoid dangerous and costly damages to utility lines. Call 811 or you can submit online at digsafewa.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch. There's been a third stabbing in Seattle in less than 4 days. Police say a man was slashed in the neck and arms under an overpass last night in the Green Lake neighborhood. Yesterday, a 30-year-old man told police he was attacked with a butcher knife while sleeping near Westwood Village. No word on arrests in those cases. But Seattle police apprehended a 41-year-old woman Saturday night after she allegedly stabbed another woman at a Lake City homeless camp. Police are still searching for the gunman who shot and killed a 43-year-old man at a Federal Way apartment yesterday morning. KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss has the latest.
Around 7:30, 911 calls went out after shots were fired at the Shores Apartments on 3rd Place Southwest. This neighbor says she didn't hear the gunfire, but she heard the commotion that followed.
I just heard the lady screaming. She was screaming that she needs help.
Officers arrived and found a 43-year-old man shot in the chest. Police say the shooter ran off, but is known to those in the apartment where this happened.
One of the Tacoma police officers acquitted in the 2020 death of Manuel Ellis may be getting another big payout. The Tacoma City Council is expected to vote tonight on whether to pay Timothy Rankin $600,000 to settle a defamation suit in the case. The News Tribune notes Rankin and 2 other cops were paid $500,000 to resign from the Tacoma Police Department. Seattle Mariners outfielder Victor Robles is apologizing for throwing a bat after he was hit by a pitch during a AAA game in Tacoma Sunday. He was ejected from that game. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman spoke with fans.
Robles issued this apology on social media, saying getting hit 5 times in your last 15 at-bats can add pressure to you, and that he was not proud with how he reacted. And while M's fans are happy to see Robles own up to his actions,
like I said, he was a professional, right? So you get paid to play that game, and you pretty much have to control your emotions there.
They just hope he learns from this too.
Seattle's Rainier Valley Food Bank is set to open in a new 2-story, 11,000 square foot space September 7th. The food bank bought the property, a former mortuary on Rainier Avenue South, for $2.7 million using grants and donations. For more than 20 years, Seattle's busiest food bank operated out of a tiny 1,200 square foot space. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny today with highs in the mid-70s. It's 73 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Happy Tuesday, August 19th. Jake Skorheim here, sitting next to Spike O'Neill. Spike, welcome to the
show. Hey, brother. Month's just zipping along, isn't it?
Month is zipping along. A lot of stuff to get to today. Can I get something off my chest?
I'm here to help. What do you got?
Nervous.
You're nervous?
Very nervous.
What?
I'm very nervous.
It's a Tuesday. We do this every week.
We do this every week.
You got this, man. It's just a Tuesday.
Well,
it's not hump day. I can see where you'd be nervous about hump day.
Thank you. No, it's
just
not about the show. I'm always nervous that the show goes well. I want it to go well.
Well, of course.
But today at 1 o'clock, we have a The reptile zoo up in is it Monroe? Index? It's on its way out of Monroe.
Yeah, it's on the way toward the mountains past Monroe before you get to Index. Little stretch of road.
Isaac Peterson is going to join us today at 1 o'clock. The Monroe Reptile Zoo is closing its doors after more than 30 years in business. Anybody listening who has kids probably has had some interaction with the Reptile Man or have taken them to the Reptile Zoo up there. My kids have gone. We've seen them at many parties and things like that. So we're going to get them down here. Laura thought it would be really funny. I do not like snakes. Kind of petrified of snakes. You don't seem to have a problem with them.
No, I hate them. But
you hate them too.
I'm not. Well, that's not fair because I don't want to get another. I don't want another.
Every time you go to the bathroom,
email.
Do you sit on the toilet and imagine a snake coming out?
No, I don't. I've seen this level of
paranoia.
Yeah, I was going to call it phobia, but paranoia is a better word. I'm not a big fan of snakes. We've had the Reptile Man in before over the course of my radio career in town. I've held big snakes thanks to his expert handling.
I know you have.
And careful guidance.
I have not held any big snakes. This will be my first experience near a big snake. I have avoided it.
You don't have to. I'm seriously. I don't want you to.
No.
Have it all hanging over your. I don't want to have the phobia wrapped around your neck, tightening its coils around your neck as the day moves. I don't want that. I don't want you to go through that.
I literally, and this is not a joke, I had a stomach ache this morning. I'm a very healthy person. I never get sick. I don't have stomach aches.
I've seen you eat. You can eat anything.
I eat anything.
Indestructible.
Unless shellfish. Shellfish I do have a problem with.
We've all got a fear of shellfish.
But I was up this morning making breakfast for the kids, and my stomach is just going and it's hurting, and I'm realizing like I got a tummy ache like a little child because I'm scared to go to school today.
Did you ask your wife if you could stay home sick?
I did. I was like, I don't know, I'm feeling kind of sick. She goes, just go. Don't be such a wuss. No, but I really,
buddy.
I have a real long standing fear of snakes.
And that's beautiful.
There's a big snake in the plains, Doc! Oh, that's just my pet snake, Reggie!
I think Reggie's coming into the show today.
Doc. I hate him! Come on, show a little backbone, will you?
All right, so 1 o'clock, you're going to want to watch the live at 1. Honestly, I'm not even trying to be hyperbolic here.
No. I know you're being real.
I want to be brave. Yeah. I told my kids, all my 4 sons and my wife are going to be watching. They couldn't make it in today because they had stuff going on. But
and fear of snakes.
And fear of snakes. No, they're not afraid of snakes. They don't mind them. But they're going to be watching. I told my 6-year-old son. He's just about to turn 6 years old. He's nervous about starting kindergarten. And I told him, I was like, all right, if you can be brave for that, I can be brave for this. So now I have it
beautiful.
on. It's
you got a teaching moment
so
here.
Stupid to say.
No. It's perfect
because now it's on my.
It gives you the strength to face your fear.
I hope
for a greater good, for a bigger cause.
We'll see.
Setting an example for your youngster that sometimes you don't run away from fears. You take them on head on and
sometimes
get through them.
Wrap it around your neck and
you hope for the best.
And you let it slither in your face. Ugh, they're disgusting. Snakes are so gross.
For me, it's spiders.
Okay.
I mean, I am just nothing but creeped out about spiders. Mm-hmm. Nothing but creeped out.
We should get an arachnid guy in here. I don't know if there's a spider zoo.
Yeah,
bring it on. A spider zoo in here. You can hold a spider.
I'll just let it crawl up my shirt, and we'll get it out at my sleeve. We'll let it crawl across my torso.
You like that's the what's his name? Daniel Stern in Home Alone.
Oh, yeah. I'd rather get hit in the head hit in the face with an iron than have a spider crawl across.
I would rather do that than hold a snake. But we'll see what
I love that we're giving this tribute to this local treasure.
It's a local treasure, beloved by children and adults, many adults outside of myself, but a lot of adults like this guy. And so we're very excited to welcome him into the studio. So that'll be at 1 o'clock today. So get lined up, get over there to YouTube, whatever you're doing. Make sure you're watching live at 1 o'clock to our live stream video, so that you can participate as well in that. And it could be a disaster for me, which could also be good for you.
We can let you do it from the other room if you like, safely behind glass.
I'm a man. I'm not going to see my boys, have my boys seeing me wuss out like that. It's not going to happen, I hope.
Good man.
All right, lots of stuff to get to. We're still waiting just in a little bit. Governor Bob Ferguson is supposed to be speaking in a response to Attorney General Pam Bondi's letter to to the governor of our state about.
She sent out a series of letters to governors and mayors across the nation,
identifying areas that had sanctuary city status, and if they were not in compliance with federal law, and supporting local or federal immigration. Customs enforcement. So we will give you that update when we have it from Ferguson. He's supposed to speak in just a little bit here. So his response was due today. The letter that Bondi sent him said, "You please respond by the 19th to let me know if you're going to be complying or not." So he's already indicated he's not complying. So this is a presser to let us know what his plans are. Can we talk about this? Is crazy. I saw the story and I feel so bad for these folks. The White River Bridge. Chris Sullivan has a story in My Northwest. You guys can go check out details there. We will provide you with a lot of details here as well. But have you driven over the White River Bridge?
Many times.
State Route 410?
410, yep.
So apparently yesterday morning, it was struck by a semi-truck that was going across the bridge, and it hit one of those steel girders, and we have a picture of it here. We're going to post up for you.
Looks like it clipped a couple of them. Made it through the first one and took on the second one. And then the three, if I'm looking at this, is a great picture.
Look at that. Jeez Louise. So what you're not seeing, if you're just listening to us, it looks like something big smashed. Obviously, it's a semi smashed into it. I'm surprised because generally these things are tall enough. I mean, sometimes just by inches, but these semis all have regulation sizes that they have to be in order to drive on these roads. So I don't know what it was driving with, that it had this extra height. I imagine semis are driving under this all the time. There's 22,000 vehicles that use this route every single day. So it's a well-traveled route. But the crazy part about this is if you had planned on driving in that route, this is
part of your daily commute, maybe?
Part of your daily commute. If you're a bike rider, if you're a pedestrian, if you're a car, the bridge is now temporarily closed while they do some investigation on it. Some engineers are assessing whether or not it needs to be fixed, how fast it can be fixed.
It's a 76-year-old bridge.
Yeah.
And none of these beams are decorative. They're all structurally, they're structurally necessary for this bridge.
Nice.
They're beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Lovely painted. They're painted Fenway green, if I'm not mistaken. No, but you have to make sure that this is not compromised from a safety perspective. And that's what they're going to do assessments today, because from what I can see just from this particular photo, 3 of the support beams that run horizontally across the span of the bridge that hold up the lateral trusses and the vertical trusses, they're compromised. And it's a 76-year-old bridge.
What sucks about this is obviously the silver lining is it hasn't fallen yet, like the Skagit River Bridge. You remember that when Skagit River Bridge came down?
They tapped that thing just right, like a Jenga, and down it came.
It was the same deal. It was a truck that hit one of those things. This was all the way back in, what was it, 2013, I think?
Was it that long ago?
That long ago.
I have no recollection of time anymore.
The truck hit it. It collapsed. I think there were 2 or 3 cars on it at the time.
Into the river.
Some people went into the river. We had video of it. It was catastrophic. The whole bridge went down. Thankfully, nobody died, which was amazing. And thankfully, this bridge didn't fall, and now they're just making an assessment. But what really sucks for people, if you were planning on going across the White River, that little road that this bridge crosses, that's a 1-mile trip. But the detour around this now is 38 miles. So if you're in your car, it's a 45 to 60 mile round, depending on traffic, 60-mile detour, 60-minute detour that you're going to have to take now because this tiny little bridge. And the other thing that somebody pointed out today in the newsroom, I think Manda was telling us about this. She said also people should be aware that there is a Cyndi Lauper concert tonight at the White River Amphitheater. And so if you're going to be leaving the concert, I guess it doesn't affect it as much on the way in, but if you're going to be leaving.
Here's the deal. White River is on that, I think it's on 410, just east of Auburn. And that's the main route in and out of White River for most concert goers because they come from the area. But a lot of people, especially those who are local, and some folks who just want a faster way out, because when that's a full venue,
it's backed
up. It's a very, very restricted access both in and out. And when you take away this alternate of an option for travel in and to and from the venue, everything dumps onto that main line, 410 into Auburn, in and out of Auburn. And like we lost the bridge for the month from hell, you saw when one option disappears how everything is dumped into the last option left for you. And it's going to become a nightmare.
Yeah. So if you're going to Lauper tonight, you're going to hear this.
Oh, baby, you're out of place.
She's just going to be stuck with that for a long, long time. She's like, I don't know if you're a fan.
She's adorable. It's amazing that she's still with us. Performing, yeah.
What
vibrant? She's still vital.
What are those commercials she does? Is it for like a skin?
I think it's a
rash thing.
Yeah, she's got plaque psoriasis, the treatment that she's promoting awareness of, and she's always had her. If I'm misnaming
no, I think you're right. It is like some sort of. I thought it was some sort of a itchy skin thing, like something.
It gives you like a cross check pattern on your side of your head if you get it too much. That's what led to her career.
It also gives you crazy hairstyles for the last 40 years.
Makes you talk like a Brooklyner no matter where you're from in the country. It's really odd.
Where is she from? She not from Brooklyn?
I believe she's from New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would hope so. She's very much talks like she's
she
from
leans
the East Coast.
into it. Yeah.
All right, so watch out for that if you're going to be stuck in traffic. You're probably going to be stuck in traffic tonight.
Do they have?
Hey, that's the price you pay to see Cyndi
Lauper, and some people would pay any price to see this show.
They would, absolutely.
So, do they have an estimate? They're going to assess damage today.
They're going to assess the damage.
If it can be just repaired with some beam replacement.
They have not given us an estimate on when the bridge will be back up and running, though. I mean, I assume they have to be pretty rock solid that it's good to go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's interesting is this bridge is older than the Skagit River Bridge. The Skagit River Bridge was built in 1955. This one was 1949, so it's like 6 years older, and it's still trucking. Well, not really, but if there's big trucks going across, but it's still
holding its own.
Still holding its own.
Still standing up for us.
We want it to stay that way.
Does it trouble you when you see how old our infrastructure is? I mean, because there is so little that has been replaced, little and renovated in our infrastructure. This thing is like the Ship Canal Bridge, built the last 40 years. It's in its like 60th, 70th year.
I don't like that it shakes when I drive across
it.
It's like that's too big of a bridge to be shaking when I'm driving across
Remember when they did the seismic reinforcement of the West Seattle Bridge, and they just put those big metal knuckles or clamps around the post, the stanchions that hold it up.
Listen, if that works, I'm not an engineer, so if they can get it working,
But what troubles me is the stuff I don't know about.
Yeah.
Everything we got is.
Well, you must be a troubled man.
every mile I drive.
This explains a lot about you,
doesn't it? I worry about everything. Except snakes, ironically enough.
Do you remember, did you ever see a movie called Funny Farm with Chevy Chase?
Of course.
You remember that scene where those two delivery guys, they don't want to drive across that old...
the covered bridge?
Covered bridge. Yeah. And he goes, this is not a bridge, this is termites holding hands. Like, that's kind of what it feels like, this White River Bridge.
Yes.
It looks all right to me.
Yeah.
But, it's metal. I generally think that metal's pretty strong. But, 76 years, that's a long time. I would not have assumed we were still driving on a bridge from 1949 that had not been significantly updated in some way. But I guess these bridges are made to last a long time. Metal's a great. That's why metal's great.
That's why we want big government, though.
That's why we want
big government coming and checking in bridges. Got to admit, right? Got to admit, you need your government to come in and once in a while build a bridge for you.
Of course. Government's great for certain things.
Absolutely.
It's horrible at most things, but it's great for certain things, like checking on bridges. Everything else, leave me alone. All right, Sound Transit. Speaking of big government, let's talk about it.
And things you're not great at.
Sound Transit, safety and security report. Listen to this. They talked about light rail safety, and they're actually, help me understand this, I don't understand this.
Sure.
This report indicates that assaults on passengers, so this is a big headline. Oh, assaults are down. That's great. Are down from around 140 incidents in 2022 and 2023. So I guess both years add 140 incidents. Oh, no, is that collectively? 140 incidents in both.
In both.
So that's
ironically enough, they hit 140 and everybody just stopped doing things.
Everybody went, woohoo.
Yeah, we hit our goal.
We made it.
Take the rest of the year off, they said.
So there was 125 last year, so that's a decrease. So that's good.
Yeah.
But they said, unfortunately, we are seeing a pretty big increase in drivers, transit workers being assaulted on transit workers and drivers. So they said in 2023, there was 145 assaults on transit workers. Last year, 180. What's going on? What's going on that all these people are getting assaulted?
Well, we got a drug and mental health crisis in this country, and people that often find themselves subject to these ailments.
Is this going to be like
are using public transportation?
Every public worker on the transit system is going to have to be behind plexiglass now?
Encased in plexiglass
or something.
I don't know.
Or I hope not. Those suits that you train police dogs in.
The big padded suits.
Just like, oh, there he is collecting the tickets. You got to walk around in that thing.
Oh, you laugh so you don't cry.
I know. It's crazy, but that's a big jump. So they need to get a hold on that if they want people to feel confident.
Well, they're. Don't you think they're taking the necessary steps? They're moving in the right direction.
Doesn't sound like it. They're moving in the wrong direction.
Well,
180 attacks this year, 145.
Well, I think if you make first off fare compliance a priority, I know it only accounts for 5% of the whole operating cost of Sound Transit or of light rail or all the stuff that was a link.
I'm not arguing for free rides.
No.
That's great.
No. I guess what I'm saying is if you're making sure people aren't just wandering on, you're going to keep some of the more unsavory elements off the train.
Theoretically, I hope so.
Yeah. So I mean, if no one's doing anything about fare compliance in the initial rollout of at least Link Light Rail, I know buses are much more. But you open the back door of a bus, and people wander on. You know, so
there's just another shooting on a bus. You see that? Mill Creek?
In Mill Creek.
Horrible.
If you're standing up for fair compliance, I think you're going to eliminate a lot of the people who are just wandering on for whatever reason and often for ill purposes.
It's a tough situation because, it's good that they had 15 fewer attacks on passengers. That's not a giant number that I would necessarily consider great.
It's still
125 is still not good.
It's 125 too many.
125 too many, and 180 on transit workers. The problem with this is the reason that people like myself tend to stay off of public transit.
Sure,
because
how can you not?
You don't have an option. If you're stuck on a bus that's moving and some crazy person is in there doing God knows what.
Smoking something, wetting himself.
Smoking something.
Talking to anybody, including people who aren't around.
You accidentally give somebody an eye that they perceive as, offensive in some way.
Right.
And then you end up like on this Mill Creek line here. There's an altercation between two groups of people. One group gets off, and they start shooting back up at the bus randomly. That's scary. That's scary stuff.
Well, these are issues and problems we face as a city and as a region, as a culture.
That
are far beyond.
That was in Mill Creek.
Mill Creek, but I mean, as far as the whole region here, right? These are just issues we face that are far beyond light rail or public transportation. These are public safety issues. These are mental health issues. These are drug use issues.
Speaking of public safety, I think we have a good conversation next. Pierce County, Franklin Pierce School District has just made an announcement that they're getting rid of their school resource officers, the cops.
Budgetary reasons,
Budgetary reasons is what they claim. I'd like to talk a little bit about that for a second. Do we think it's a good idea? Are there some things that even if they're expensive, they're worth the cost? We'll talk about it when we come back.
Nice. Priorities, you bet.
KIRO News Radio, the Northwest's trusted news source.
Get the latest from KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
It happened Wednesday morning just after 6 o'clock.
Experienced voices you trust.
Several people hurt after a violent Saturday in Pierce County.
Coverage you depend on.
More from KIRO News Radio's Matt Markovich.
It's as close to a veto warning as you could possibly get.
KIRO News Radio. We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
All right, summer is heating up around Western Washington, and so is the schedule at Valentine Roofing. If you've been putting off any of those home exterior projects, now is the time to act before that fall wind and rain that we just got a little taste of this last weekend expose a real problem on your house. Get your roof, siding, or gutter project locked in before Labor Day to secure priority scheduling on select projects. Valentine Priority Scheduling means they're going to begin the work on your home within 3 weeks of you signing your agreement. And they're going to coordinate with your schedule to make it convenient, just like they did for me. When I needed work done on my roof, there was only one company I was going to call, Valentine Roofing. They were able to address the issue. They fixed it correctly. They even did a roof cleaning on my roof, which was fantastic, extended the life of my roof. It looks brand new again. The communication with Valentine Roofing was seamless. The scheduling of the appointment was easy. I needed it done fast, and they went the extra mile to make it happen for me. They're going to do the same thing for you. So whether it's your roof, siding, or gutters that need attention, call Valentine Roofing to get on their summer priority schedule. Now, spots are limited, so call 206 Roofing today. Get all the details. Schedule your free estimate. Call Valentine Roofing at 206 Roofing.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it hard to fight flu, pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Spike O'Neill here. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens gave me back the perfect vision I had up until a few years ago. Now, never need glasses again. Never develop cataracts. Been about 6 months since my RLE surgery. My vision is better than it's ever been in my life. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens, privately owned, no corporate shareholders or boardrooms. Dr. Sharp built his business on the principle of always strive to overaccomplish, never overprice. Call 425-451-2020 or go online to sharp-vision.com. That's sharp with an e-vision.com. Official eye care providers of Sounders FC.
Windows are our home's top target for break-ins. At Lake Washington Windows and Doors, we offer added security with our exclusive 3-layer security glass protection. Combined with our lifetime warranty, you'll have lifetime peace of mind. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors, a name you can trust.
Beat rising costs at Lake Washington Windows and Doors. For a limited time, get a 20% inflation discount and enjoy easy 18-month free financing with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest. Details at lakewashingtonwindows.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs From voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery. So he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take a boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat.
Yeah!
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
If Old Spice Deep Sea Super Hydration Body Wash were music, what would it sound like? Start with the deep sounds of Old Spice's ocean waves and kelp. Layer on the smooth, renewing moisture. You wouldn't hear any parabens or phthalates because Old Spice Deep Sea hasn't got any. But you would hear that vitamin B3 for healthier looking skin. So while your regular body wash sounds like this, Old Spice sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
Ready to elevate your everyday? Quince has the Luxe Staples Insider Swear By, minus the markup. From 100% European linen styles and 14-karat gold jewelry to gorgeous leather bags and elevated home finds, Quince has it all. And by partnering directly with top artisans and ethical factories, Quince delivers premium quality at half the cost of similar brands. Discover everyday luxury without the markup at Quince. Go to quince.com/style upgrade for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/style upgrade.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Save 50 to 75% by combining tax credits, rebates, and incentives on a new heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance. Visit homecomfortalliance.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Crooked teeth may embarrass kids whose families can't afford braces, and trying to fix their teeth themselves can make things worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. For children and teens who qualify and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, treatment can be life-changing and help them smile with confidence. Learn more at aaoinfo.org.
145 over 92.
180 over 111.
182 over 100. And I had a heart attack and a cardiac arrest. And then a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life.
A lot of people don't understand, including myself, I didn't, now I do, the impact of having a stroke.
My memory is shot.
When I woke up, I couldn't speak.
Lowering your high blood pressure could save you from a heart attack or stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
It's a new life, but I'm going to make it better. Coming back. Ask your doctor, check your blood pressure.
Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Medical Association, and the Ad Council.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch.
Washington State will not be bullied or intimidated by threats and legally baseless accusations.
Washington Governor Bob Ferguson moments ago pushing back against U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi's demand that all states and cities cooperate with ICE.
You better comply or you're next.
Bondi referring to the federal troops sent to L.A. and D.C. Ferguson says in Washington State,
our state legislature passed a bipartisan law that appropriately and lawfully limits the diversion of state and local resources to federal immigration enforcement.
And there's concern that if local law enforcement cooperates with ICE, immigrants here are less likely to work with local authorities, which makes everyone less safe. There's pushback against President Trump's plan to eliminate vote by mail, which is widely done in Washington state.
The Constitution is very clear that states have the authority to set the time, manner, and place of elections held in their states.
That's Kim Wyman, a Republican who served as Washington Secretary of State in 2020. Trump baselessly claims fraud due to absentee ballots cost him the election that year. His own attorney general said it did not. Trump has wrapped up meetings with the presidents of Russia and Ukraine aimed at a ceasefire. Members of Western Washington's Ukrainian community are a bit skeptical, and Boris Lebeda of Kirkland warns giving up land to Russia will only buy temporary peace, he says, and set a dangerous precedent.
Because after that, it will be very difficult to negotiate that border should be kept the same.
Russia has seized land in Ukraine and is demanding to keep it as part of any peace deal. Microsoft is promising it will look into claims that its AI tools were used for surveillance in war-torn Gaza. Whistleblowers suggest Microsoft's facial recognition technology is being misused in conflict zones. The National Retail Federation says families are projected to spend an average of $858 on back-to-school essentials. Retail expert Trey Bosch suggests families empower their kids.
A really good way to manage your budget and manage their spending is to give them a gift card. So they will be much more careful spending their money versus your money.
KIRO News Radio traffic now. Here's Nate Connors.
Hey, thanks, Heather. We're looking good across the board this noon hour. A few areas have a little slowing ahead of you, like Linwood to Seattle. Just a 25-minute commute, but it is crowded from Northgate to the Convention Center. You're cruising close to freeway speeds through most of this. Both of our lake bridges are wide open. Southbound 405 is starting to get crowded between Factoria and Renton. Bellevue to Renton, though, still less than 20 minutes. Down in Olympia, southbound 101 along Madrona Beach, roadwork has drivers sitting in about a 1 mile bumper-to-bumper backup. It is brief, but just want to make you aware of it. It'll slow your commute down just a tad. And on the water, the Clinton Ferry Terminal still reporting about a 1-hour wait for drivers. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny today with highs in the mid-70s. It's 73 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source. Never know what's in store each morning once you hit the road. We've got
I love the solution. Whenever there's a problem, play Pearl Jam. Solid plan, my friend. Solid plan.
Welcome back to the show. We are back. I just saw that the snake guy is here in the parking lot.
Oh, you poor guy.
I was watching out the window, hoping he might not show up.
Oh, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna climb the mountain today, buddy.
I'm not nervous about
it. Is your throat closing up? You okay?
Excuse me, sir.
I don't mean to laugh.
Yeah, no, it's...
I got you, bud.
It'll be funny. Somebody on the YouTube line says I probably won't be using the restroom for the rest of the day, which is correct. I do have a fear of snakes in toilets. It's a weird thing. Listen, everybody's got their one weird thing.
Well, then you shared it with me. You brought up those images. There's literally thousands of images.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's usually in faraway countries,
sure.
Which I do rest easier knowing.
There's one from Auburn. I'm sorry. No. Sorry.
All right, let's get into this issue. Pierce County. There's something going on in Pierce County. Pierce County, Franklin Pierce School District. They made an announcement that they will not be having any sheriff's deputy resource officers from the sheriff's office there. They had, in the past, they have had generally 2 on staff. But I guess this year, the school, who's facing some budgetary issues, the district decided that they only could afford to have one SRO, school resource officer.
Yes, and they travel in pairs for safety reasons.
Yeah, but the Pierce County Sheriff's Office said, well, that doesn't work for us because, like Spike was saying, we work 2 at a time because we have somebody there who's good backup and who's safe. Most of the calls that they respond to, they say it's about a safety issue. They say a lot of the calls that even we would respond to for the public require 2 officers, and Franklin Pierce is a very large school district. That was Deputy Carly Capetto with the Pierce County Sheriff's Office who said that. So unfortunately, they will not be having any school resource officers at the Franklin Pierce School District. This is the first time this has happened for them in 20 years. Yeah. The school is apparently going to be announcing this. I mean, they know about it now because we're talking about it. But they're planning on having a town hall next week where they can address this with parents who might be concerned about this and who might like the idea of having a resource officer on campus. The school did point out, they said, hey, it's not that we don't have security on campus. We still do have security. They're not armed. They're not trained to respond the same way that somebody from the sheriff's department would be.
Sure.
But we still will have people there, and because we're in the Pierce County Sheriff's district jurisdiction, they would respond if we do need something. They would be available to respond.
We won't be dedicated to the Pierce County, the Franklin Pierce School District.
Here's a question for you, though.
Sure.
The amount of money that they couldn't come to terms on is $340,000, which is what it costs to have 2 full-time school resource officers on
dedicated
campus.
To the schools
dedicated
themselves.
to the schools.
Right.
Do you think that cost is prohibitive, and should the school have tried to figure out a way to make that work in their budget?
Personally, I think so. Yeah, I think that student safety as a parent, it's paramount. It's
100%.
What's important to you. I understand the logical and smart decision that if you can't do it adequately, I should say, with 2, you don't do it at all. We're not going to, and they've cut all that budget or the budget for the SROs.
Yeah, they said they budgeted for 1, which would have been $170,000. Yeah. So I guess you're talking about a $170,000.
That's the difference between having 2 dedicated,
having a presence on campus, or not. Did they have school resource officers when you were in high school?
No, we barely had.
Or when you were in fountain schools?
Pens. No.
Okay.
Come on.
They did when I was in school.
Okay.
I still remember the officers.
Yeah.
And they did a really great job. I mean, they were friendly. They would walk around. Sometimes they'd bring a canine unit on campus.
Okay.
And they would, the kids would get to pet the dog. And the officers would get to know you by name, And it wasn't like hey, let's scare these kids and make them fear authority. No, it was like, hey, we're here to make sure that nothing happens to you.
Right.
You're totally safe. I went to high school post-Columbine era, so there was a lot of interest in the public around in the country at that time to make sure that schools were a place where people felt safe. And you want to feel safe sending your kids to someplace.
Absolutely. And you're right. The presence of armed patrols or, Pierce County Sheriff's Department employees in schools is to build a positive relationship and a positive impression of law enforcement officers. A lot of communities that have exactly the opposite.
It's not to breathe down your neck and to scare you
or side-eye you, or eyeball you, harangue you about what's in your locker. They're there should something urgent, or let alone really, really dangerous, transpire, and they're on site to do that. And these 2 officers would be floating between all the schools of the Franklin the district.
Yeah,
and the point being, because they said they're still in the jurisdiction of the Pierce County Sheriff's Department. They'll still have access and response from the department, but there won't be 2 officers dedicated specifically to these schools.
Here's the thing that jumped out at me when I saw this number: $170,000. That's just not a ton of money when we're talking about the amount of money that goes into schools. And
you're talking budgets in the tens of millions.
You're talking about a lot of money. And, we did a story recently in, where was it? In Edmonds.
But they're raising money for music.
Had to get the parents to donate $223,000 so that they could keep music. And we're getting rid of these things. I don't know why it's happening, and they should definitely look into this. Somebody should look into this, and it's something that will have to happen internally. Why is it that schools of yesteryear were able to provide things that schools these days can no longer afford to do? There's not less money flowing to our public schools. We give a lot of money in our state. We have a lot of money in taxes that go to these schools. So why is it? Is it mismanagement of funds? Listen to do you want to take a guess at what the school district budget is for the Franklin Pierce School District without looking it up? Do you want to just take a guess?
I was trying to look it up while you were talking.
I have it right here.
Okay, the school budget, annual school budget for the school district.
1 year for that school district.
I'm going to guess $8 million.
You think $8 million?
Yeah.
Okay. The Franklin Pierce School District's annual budget, 2024-2025, is $138 million.
Oh, wow. That's more.
That's a little more than $8 million. It's $138 to $140 million estimated. It's a little different sometimes depending on things. But it's around $140 million. 80 to 85% of that budget is earmarked for staffing costs.
Teacher pay.
Yeah,
administrative costs.
Yeah,
that makes sense. I got it.
$127 million is going to administrators and teachers. I love good teachers, believe me. I'm in situations all the time. I got 3 kids in public school.
Sure.
I love a good teacher. That's great. They deserve the money that they get if they're good. If they're not good, get rid of them. But the good ones, keep them and give them extra money.
Absolutely.
The administration, though, a lot of times, like we talked about this last week.
Yeah.
Administration is a pretty heavily lopsided, high-paid job. I asked you last week, I said, what do you think the average superintendent is making? I think your guess was around $200,000 or something.
Yeah, about 2 and a quarter.
And the high was like
over
$550.
Over $500,000, yeah.
So for the parents in these school districts, it's like, what are you prioritizing? Would you rather have a school administrator or school resource officers on campus? Who's going to have more of an effect on your kid's life?
The school administrator. To be completely,
you'd rather have them than cops.
I'd rather have both, but I'd rather have the top flight, best in their class, best in the industry school administrator because they have their hands on so many levers of how my kid's education goes. As opposed to a couple, I'd rather have a half-assed administrator and a couple SROs. To be completely honest with you, if I had to, what's got more important.
Maybe it's not a completely fair question because a good leader is vital. But do they need to be making in the multiple 6-figure salaries, and then they have a whole host of people underneath them who are never touching classrooms? They're never in classrooms.
Yeah, I hear you. You made
get rid of school resource
very
officers.
well. Yeah.
We're only talking about 2. And the people in Franklin Pierce County School District, the parents, I think they would rather have the assurance that there's going to be people close by who are there to protect their kids should they need it.
No, I hear you.
So the school, my long-winded point is, this is a budgetary thing that I think the school needs to solve.
Yeah.
And it's not because there's of lack of funds. I think it's poor spending and poor management of funds.
I think you're right. If you can't find an additional $174,000 in a $140 million
budget,
then you need to tighten up your belt.
Yeah. And you need to cut those Netflix subscriptions.
Maybe that, yeah.
Absolutely.
Do we need 64 colors of crayons? No. Use 8.
We do, I was going to say 32. I'm generous. 8 would be fine.
I want the SROs.
There you go. Me too. Get those SROs back in those schools. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back. We all know the summer's heating up here around Western Washington, and so is the schedule at Valentine Roofing. Now's the time to act before the fall, wind, and rain expose a real problem. Hey, Jake Skorheim here. Get your roof, siding, or gutter project locked in before Labor Day to secure priority scheduling on select projects. Valentine priority scheduling means that they'll begin the work on your home within just 3 weeks of signing your agreement. Spots are limited, so do what I did. Call 206 Roofing to get on Valentine's priority schedule and receive a free estimate. That's 206 Roofing.
I just learned 10% of our electricity in Washington comes from nuclear energy.
I've heard it's reliable and has a small footprint, but what about the waste?
It's not what you might think. No overflowing dumpsters or leaking barrels. Used fuel is safely stored in solid form after powering homes, schools, and businesses for years. All nuclear power plants in the U.S. store their used fuel responsibly to protect the environment.
Where can I learn more?
You can learn about nuclear energy and used fuel at energy-northwest.com. Energy Northwest, powering our clean energy future.
Windows are a home's top target for break-ins. At Lake Washington Windows and Doors, we offer added security with our exclusive 3-layer security glass protection. Combined with our lifetime warranty, you'll have lifetime peace of mind. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors, a name you can trust.
Beat rising costs at Lake Washington Windows and Doors. For a limited time, get a 20% inflation discount and enjoy easy 18-month free financing with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest. Details at lakewashingtonwindows.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. openphone.com/TRY.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
Hey, Spike O'Neill here with Dr. Matthew Sharp, owner of Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. Dr. Sharp, I keep getting questions from our listeners. When's the right time to have this procedure? My eyes are changing. Should I wait until they're done changing?
Well, I always tell patients, do it now. Don't wait. Whatever age you are, and that's part of the mission of Sharp Vision, is that whatever age you are, whatever prescription you have, we try to find a procedure that works for you. When you're young, LASIK and PRK are great procedures. As we get older, the refractive lens exchange becomes more appealing because that can fix whatever glasses prescription, whether you're farsighted, nearsighted, or have astigmatism, and it fixes it permanently so you don't develop cataracts, and it allows you to see near without glasses.
Do what I did. Schedule a consultation to learn everything you need to know from the best Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. 425-451-2020, or go online to sharp-vision.com. That's sharp with an E-vision.com.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value, and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today, and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour, and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Bathfitter just hit a big milestone, 42,000 installations in Western Washington. Celebrate with payments as low as $125 a month. A beautiful bath installed in one day, no mess, and a lifetime warranty. Call Bathfitter or visit bathfitternw.com today.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks season opener, Sunday, September 7th. Open the KIRO Radio News app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO News Radio app, the better your odds will be. Do it every day, August 19th through the 25th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station where the 12s hear the Hawks, KIRO News Radio.
Snake Eyes here. Snake Eyes right outside the door right now. I just walked out in the newsroom. Sophia brought him in. And I turned the corner, Spike, and I'm expecting, I was thinking, how do you transport a snake? I mean, obviously you're not carrying it around your neck the whole time. He had to drive down here. He's coming in from Monroe.
Responsible, safe handling.
Yeah,
is
the Reptile Zoo guy is coming on with us next. And so we invited him on the show, and I expected him to come in. I thought maybe we'd have one of those, plastic tubs, the ones you can get at you can buy
Home
at
Depot,
Target or Home Depot.
In fact, we've had him on numerous times over the years from the Reptile Zoo Monroe, and they always brought the snakes in those because they would bring multiple specimens in.
I just posted a photo on my X account at Jake Skorheim. Go follow me there and check it out. He's transporting this python. It's a giant python in what essentially is a coffin.
Oh, he brought the big box.
It's a giant box. It's got these huge locks on it. It's got giant air holes for this thing. Yeah. I don't know what's in there. I wonder if it's a situation where my mind is like, it's spinning too fast now.
Okay.
I'm also worried. Here's the other thing I'm worried about. And so you guys should make sure to get on YouTube right now so you can watch this with us. Go to youtube.com. You can search KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM. Jake and Spike show is going to come up. Click on that. I was also worried about, because seems like Isaac, his name is Isaac Peterson, seems like a very chill, cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm worried. Does he have that vibe because that's what you have to have around these giant man killers? And should instead because I'm spinning out here. I'm getting a little nervous.
Okay.
And if I have that nervousness with me, is the snake likely to sense that fear? Like a dog can smell fear?
I think it's probably pretty solid thinking on your part. I'm sure Isaac has, he's got the demeanor demeanor's the right word, to work with these animals over years of experience. He's a second generation
it's a quiet
guy.
Confidence, and snakes respect quiet confidence. So what are they going to do for like a jittery, anxious person like myself?
Well, they'll wrap you in a nice warm hug and let you know everything's okay.
Well, he's hugging me really tight. Is he supposed to be doing
really,
this,
really likes you.
All right.
Oh, we're going to keep you on the other side of the room. We're going to put Isaac over here on this side.
I'm going to have to warm up to this snake.
Sure, of course, yeah.
And they're a cold-blooded animal, so that's going to be hard to do. No, a lot of people love them. They seem to be great.
They're pets. I'm interested to know some of the numbers about the number of percentage of Americans who have reptiles, not just snakes, but reptiles as pets.
Sophia, did he let you see the snake? Did he let you see how big it is? Do we know how big it is?
No, not
in
a
that
grand
box?
reveal. He did tell me that it is about 10 feet.
Okay.
But we're going to have the grand reveal together at 1 o'clock. So.
Great. Thank you, Laura, for being gone and scheduling this. Very sweet of you.
That's a veteran move, Laura.
Very sweet of you, Laura.
It was a great thing
producer.
to be left with. Yeah.
Very nice. The reason we're having him on is the Reptile Zoo is closing after more than 30 years in business. My kids love this guy, and they love, they've gone to parties where they perform and show off their reptiles. We've been up to the Reptile Zoo, but that one, you're behind the glass.
Yeah, it's a very safe, controlled.
It's very safe.
Educational
and it's
environment.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
and that place is right now, it's slammed. Business is going crazy up there because everybody found out they're closing their doors.
Yeah.
And now nobody can get in. They literally had to put a sign up on the website saying like, hey, please be patient with us. A lot of people are trying to get in and see our reptiles and different animals. Well, you can see him here if you get onto YouTube right now. We're going to come back here in just a few minutes. He's going to be live with us, and I hope it goes well. We'll see what happens, and then we'll see if the rest of the show continues after that with just Spike, or if I will also be here. So I'm going to go figure out how to calm myself down.
Isn't it funny they wouldn't let us get stung by bees, but let us bring a 10-foot python into the room?
Yeah, what the hell?
I know, management. Come on, how about some consistency?
Give me
That's
a bee.
all we ask.
Give me
just
a bee.
a little continuity.
All right. We're going to be right back with the Isaac Peterson with the Reptile Zoo. We'll be right back.
I saw her texting, coming up to a stop sign, and so I saw the accident coming, and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines, and I was able to sleep through the night, and that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorney attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
From the roof to the deck, the siding to the gutters, and energy-efficient windows, State Roofing and Exteriors is your one-stop shop for home protection. With over 55 years serving Western Washington, we don't just work here, we live here. We know what your home is up against when the cold sets in and the rain starts falling. Right now, we're making it easier than ever to get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your free, no-pressure estimate.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Download the KIRO News Radio app, where you can watch us live or stream us live anywhere, anytime.
How would this initiative, whatever this initiative is, how would he fund it?
Stay connected everywhere. Download the KIRO News Radio app.
Are you finding it hard to stay cool in your home during hot weather? The issue is likely your window's poor quality and lack of heat deflecting technology. Adrian here, owner of Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Our windows are 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards and come with high-performance Sun Matrix glass, which can help keep the summer heat out. Combined with our leak armor installation, your comfort will be secured for a lifetime. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors, a name you can trust. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Viking, dedicated to creating travel experiences for the thinking person, with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and on shore. Discover more at Viking.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Internal government documents obtained by CBS News show the Trump administration has expanded its campaign to persuade other countries to accept deported migrants from the U.S. Stacey Lynn reports the administration's also seeking to more aggressively vet anyone seeking to stay in the country.
The administration has instructed immigration officers to look into any ties applicants may have to groups that promote, quote, anti-American ideologies or activities. According to the new guidance, if any evidence is found, their application will be overwhelmingly denied.
The Justice Department's reportedly investigating whether Washington, D.C. police officials falsified crime data. In the meantime, more National Guard troops could be heading to D.C., and Scott McFarland reports that could meet with a mixed reaction.
If they start deploying these vehicles or these troops into communities, into neighborhoods, near parks, near schools, near shops, near homes, does it have a different visual impact on people here? And is it going to be seen as more controversial and more provocative?
The Justice Department official tapped with investigating New York's Attorney General sent a letter urging her to resign from office as an act of good faith. The lawyer for Letitia James says that defied legal ethics. The next step in the effort to end the war in Ukraine is hoped to be a meeting between Presidents Putin and Zelensky. Linda Kenyon has the latest on where things stand.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says this is what Phase 2 might look like.
a meeting between President Putin and President Zelensky.
Secretary Leavitt adds if that goes well, phase 3 would follow.
A trilateral meeting between President Putin, President Zelensky, and President Trump.
Where and when that might happen, Leavitt says that's still being sketched out. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Meteorologist Jessica Birch is tracking Hurricane Erin offshore but dangerous from the Carolinas to New England.
The reason why we want to keep a close eye on this, we can see waves anywhere up to around 20 feet in size. Rip currents are possible, sneaker waves are possible. This is not the time to be heading out to the coast anywhere along that coastline as this hurricane continues to track off into the Atlantic.
The strike by Air Canada flight attendants is over, and reporter Tom Hansen is seeing some relief for flyers at LaGuardia Airport in New York.
We are starting to see on the board that there are Air Canada flights here that are coming up as on time. For the last 36 hours, essentially, since I've been here covering this, it's always been canceled, 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 canceled.
On Wall Street today, it was a mixed bag. Stocks finished mixed. The Dow was up 10 points. The Nasdaq off by more than 300. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Rising crime blamed for grocery store closures. The story coming up at first. Nate Connors is at the KIRO Newsradio Traffic Desk.
Yeah, hi, Heather. Let's see. ProSculpt has our update. Tell you what, most all of our major routes are wide open this afternoon. One area that is struggling, though, is eastbound 18 over Tiger Mountain Summit. Drivers are sitting in a 5-mile bumper-to-bumper backup, starting a little past Issaquah Hobart Road all the way over to I-90. As far as I can tell, this is road work oriented. Down in Olympia, southbound 101 along Madrona Beach, road work has drivers sitting in about a 1-mile bumper-to-bumper backup there. In Kent, a gas leak has shut down 4th Avenue between West James Street and Cloudy Street. This is about a 1-block closure near the Showwear Center. And the White River Bridge remains closed this afternoon on State Route 410 in Buckley. Inspections continue after that semi bonked into it Monday morning. The bridge could reopen tomorrow. That's when we'll get the latest update. ProSculpt, the one-day permanent fat loss and skin tightening solution for men and women, offered by New Skin Med Spa in Bellevue. Book your free consultation at prosculpt.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch. Today is the deadline for this.
Next.
Attorney General Pam Bondi is telling that to cities and states, including Washington, which don't cooperate with ICE. She's referring to the federal troops sent into L.A. and D.C. In a letter, she's promising criminal charges. Governor Bob Ferguson.
By threatening criminal prosecutions of state officials, this letter embarrasses and disgraces the office of the United States Attorney General.
Under state law, he says Washington resources cannot and should not be diverted to federal ICE operations. There are new details in the search for Travis Decker, the man accused of killing his 3 daughters in eastern Washington months ago. Chelan County investigators say Travis Decker's DNA was the only DNA found on the murder weapons at the campsite near Leavenworth in June. There's a $20,000 reward for information leading to his arrest. Federal Way police are searching for the gunman who shot and killed a 43-year-old man at the Shores Apartments yesterday morning. A neighbor tells KIRO 7 TV.
I just heard the lady screaming. She was screaming that she needs help.
Investigators say the victim may have known the people inside the apartment unit. Kroger is blaming rising crime and regulations as it prepares to close 2 Fred Meyer stores in October, one in Everett on Evergreen Way and one in Kent on 240th. About 360 employees will be affected. Their union says the move is threatening to create food deserts in local low-income neighborhoods. A video of Seattle Mariners outfielder Victor Robles has gone viral. He was ejected from a AAA Tacoma game Sunday after he was hit by a pitch and then he hurled the bat. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman reports.
And the first pitch from Estes. Swung on and fouled off.
We've all lost our cool before.
Picks up the bat and throws it.
But this...
he's been tossed.
...was something that caught M's fans...
not good.
...by surprise.
He should control himself as a professional.
But some feel outfielder Victor Robles' frustration at the plate was somewhat warranted.
The pitcher, he knows what he's doing. He knows how to control a ball.
On social media, Robles notes he's been hit 5 times in 15 at-bats, but he did apologize. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny today with highs in the mid-70s. It is 73 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO Newsradio.
All right, welcome back to the show. Hope you guys are having a great day on there. I'm very
Welcome
nervous.
to the Jake and Spike Show. You relax, buddy.
No,
We got you.
I'm going to force through it.
You're a good man.
Welcome back to the show. There's a giant box behind me right now. We have the Monroe Reptile Zoo in with us right now. Isaac Peterson joins us. I'm very excited. Isaac, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
I'm going to ask you to just put the microphone a little closer to your mouth there. You can just pull
Pretend
it
it's
right
a snake. Get comfortable with it. There you go. It's easy, right? Doesn't bite. Doesn't bite.
That's good. All right, so before we get this giant snake out of the box, and Spike, can you attest for the audience out there who's not watching? If you are watching on YouTube, you're going to see a giant snake here in just a minute, but the size of this box is surprising.
I could sleep in there comfortably. I could sleep. I could. No, I could. I could curl up in a ball. I could coil up in a ball and sleep comfortably in that box. I've slept in back seats of cars on long drives, much smaller than that box.
That's probably true
behind you.
But was there a snake in there with you?
No, not that I was aware of. That's why when I said sleeping comfortably.
Here's the thing: there is literally no amount of money that you could pay me in the world to climb into a box with a snake, and I have one sitting behind me right now.
No amount of money, you say?
I don't think so.
$10,000.
I'll do it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I mean, no, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it for $10,000.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely not.
11.
Nope, wouldn't happen.
Okay.
Wouldn't happen. All right, so the reason we have Isaac Peterson with us today is because they have made an announcement. It's a local institution, the Reptile Zoo up there in, are you guys technically Monroe or Index?
It's Monroe address. It's just not in the city limits.
Yeah. It's outside of Monroe. It's on
Monroe
your way up to
wouldn't let you in
Stevens
city limits, right? There was
no,
snakes
we actually tried to get in Monroe. They wouldn't let us in.
Wouldn't let you in, see?
Yeah.
A safe distance from Monroe is how they sell the place.
Isaac, I got to say, to start off the interview, you're incredibly chilled out. Is this your persona all the time? Have you taken on this affected persona because you work with animals that can kill you?
I know.
He just seems like a very cool guy.
Is it cumulative venom
my family.
over the years?
My family thinks differently.
He thinks differently?
My family, yeah.
Doesn't he seem relaxed?
Very much so.
He seems relaxed.
Confident. And I think the animals pick up on that, right? Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, reptiles are a little more simple than that. Mammals and birds, you got to make sure you really know what you're doing, but reptiles are easier.
Okay, so a reptile isn't necessarily, it's going to hold it against me that I'm anxious.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Tell us about, before we get into the snake here in just a minute, which we will open the box here in just a second. You guys are closing your doors after more than 30 years. Your dad started the business.
Uh-huh.
Why have you guys made this decision to close down?
So basically the biggest part is, obviously COVID was really difficult for us, but the biggest part now is just inflation. So we've gotten to the point to where I haven't raised my prices since COVID happened.
Yeah.
We tried I'd said this last little ditch effort to raise my prices about $1 during the week, $1.50 on weekends, and my revenue fell 25%. So, the last 2 years have been down 10% as well, and I've cut all my expenses. I've cut all my staff. We're down to a skeleton crew. So at this point, it's just the only way to keep it going is just by working crazy hours and not getting paid very much. So
and you got a family, you got young kids. That's tough to do.
Yeah, it's fine. There's some things I know in King 5 it may look like we're in a financial destitute situation. We're fine financially. It's just the business is no longer viable.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. Well, I understand though that there has been a pretty huge surge of interest. Now that people know you're closing your doors,
all the people are coming. Yeah,
I was on your website earlier. You guys have had to put up a special disclaimer saying like, "Hey, listen, it's busy.
It has been
may have
busy.
to wait a second to get in, but
and we appreciate all the people that are coming out and showing love. So we didn't know we were that love that much. So it's awesome.
I was there. Probably. I'm trying to remember when it was. It would have been within the last year and a half. But it was funny because I ran into, just totally randomly, Dave Ross. I'm over there looking for the alligators. I find the alligator and just staring into the alligator. This is Dave Ross, who turns his head and he goes, "Oh, hey, Jake." And, in his Dave Ross voice, he's not surprised to see me at all, even though I'm like, wait a minute, what are you doing here? So people have come from far and wide to see to see what you guys have. What's the most popular, do you have a most popular animal that people immediately beeline to?
Oh, yeah, two-headed turtle, albino alligator, and then there's black mamba, king cobra, that kind of stuff. So some top ones there, yeah.
Now, I understand that even though you guys are closing your doors, and I understand because of it's not financially viable anymore, you're still going to maintain enough reptiles that you can go on and continue to do the educational trips out to the local schools that you guys have done for years and years?
Yeah, good question. So actually, those businesses are separate. So when I took over in 2012, we separated the businesses. So the Reptile Men, my dad, he stayed with that.
Okay.
We kept, and then I took over the Reptile Zoo, so kept all separate. But also my sister, right after COVID, when COVID cleared out, she started doing shows as well, but they're separate businesses. So they're doing fine. Yeah, those businesses are totally viable. They're doing very well.
That's because you guys have provided such a learning and educational experience for kids.
Thank you.
And it is invaluable. I remember both my kids over the course of their elementary education had the Reptile Man come to school and kind of demystify how evil and how creepy and how slimy snakes are, because they're anything but.
Yeah,
definitely. And it's wonderful that you guys get to keep doing that. We have so many philanthropists in this area, so many zillionaires in this area.
Yeah.
Have you guys tried to find some type of, angel investor to come in and help you guys maintain this facility?
Yeah, definitely. So the biggest deal that we have right now because the price is $385,000, but the biggest difficulty is actually just transfer of ownership. So with the way the state law is set up in 2007, if anybody wants to look, it's called RSW 1630. It's very, very difficult. And for a zoo, the only way to have venomous, and there are different animals listed on the bill, but it basically refers to dangerous animals, so bears, lions, tigers, venomous snakes, alligators, crocodiles. So basically the only way to allow transfer of ownership would be to go AZA.
What's that mean?
That means you become part of the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, which is like Woodland Park Zoo, Point Defiance Zoo.
They have a whole bunch of different regulations and things that you guys have to do.
Remember, that's not regulated by that's not regulated by states, by federal government.
That's like their own
That's their own private club, and they're great, But the thing is, in order to join the club, you're in this area, you probably have to put out $30 to $50 million to make an AZA certified facility.
Wow.
So for example, if somebody wanted to follow in the footsteps of the Reptile Man and do reptile shows with an alligator, there's no way of doing it other than becoming AZA.
Wow.
There are some other random things on there that are exceptions, but nothing else is. So there's no permit, there's no license. So basically, what I would like to see happen is just legislators reaching out and figuring out some way so that private individuals and private zoos, and not just really big zoos, because even ZAA zoos, which is different, it's a different organization, even those ones can't get those tigers, venomous snakes, crocodilians. So, yeah.
I figure just, if you're trying to sell the property, you have to disclose that it's infested with snakes. It makes finding a buyer pretty difficult.
Yeah, we're not selling the property. It's just the business. We're just renting.
Okay, gotcha.
Go ahead, Spike.
Well, you're selling off some of the animal assets.
Oh, yeah, so it's all the enclosures, all the equipment that goes with it. So we're just selling the business, and then somebody, if they want to move somewhere else, they can.
As I looked on the website today, I see in here, animals for sale. You can literally, I can buy a pair of black mambas from the zoo.
But not in the state of Washington. It'd have to be in another jurisdiction that would allow for you as a private individual.
To go.
Yeah,
okay. I was curious about that.
What about a turtle? You guys got cool turtles.
Turtles. Most of the turtles are good. They're not considered dangerous. So with some of them, you have to worry about the ones that are endangered, and then there's regulations.
We have some friends actually, or mutual friends, and they have a farm right next to you guys. It's like a legacy farm. Yeah. And I was talking with him. I'm like, you guys got to get those turtles. It'd be a cool thing for them to have on their property.
Yeah, it would be really cool.
So I'm still encouraging him to do that. We'll see what happens.
Several are available.
And they're awesome.
On the list. Yeah.
And remember that list. So we're still waiting out until September 15th to see if somebody wants to take over. And then they have to.
These are all pending
sales. They just have to figure
sales.
something out, right? Because they have to transfer ownership. They can figure that out. But
it says refundable deposits. It's refundable
for the
adoption
adoptions. Yeah,
fees,
some are for sale, some are for adoption. But yeah,
Okay.
that's not until after September 15th.
Sure.
So.
All right, we gotta crack this
We've
case
put it off
open
as long
here
as we
because
can.
I am
Which
starting
take-
to worry.
No other list, a long list of questions you want to ask before we open up the box to get the
I'm
snake
watching
out, buddy?
the clock, and I'm in my head. I'm going, if I just keep talking, then eventually we'll have to end the segment, and then he won't have to open the box. But Isaac, do you want to go ahead and grab your? And who are we meeting today? By
This is
the way?
linguini today. It's a Burmese python, albino Burmese python.
Albino Burmese python.
Yeah.
And why don't you grab linguini, and I'm going to back
Why-
away from
why
my mic
don't you
'cause he's
talk on
behind
this?
me.
Why don't you talk on this mic right here? Okay. And I'll move over.
All right, Isaac is moving over to the giant box, sitting just to my left. He's going to pop open the lid. Oh, yes.
I'd like to point out that the box wasn't locked the entire
Yes.
time we've been talking.
He is a.
Locked before. It was locked before. No, but as we were speaking.
Oh, he's a sweet little thing.
And
Look at that.
Linguini is extremely well behaved because he could have introduced himself to you during the interview, but he didn't do that.
Look at that.
This is, folks,
Look
for you
at
folks
that.
who aren't watching this, this is a 10-foot, it's a albino Burmese python, kind of a yellowish color.
Yes.
He is absolutely beautiful.
snake, beautiful.
Hi, buddy.
Oh,
Okay.
Spike is going to wear him. There we go. Spike's going to wear
Hi,
him.
pal.
He's a
You
good
are
friend.
a big boy. Very, very
big boy. No,
Why
nothing
is he
else
hugging me so tight? No, I make the joke he's hugging me tightly. He is absolutely beautiful. Hi, pal.
Spike, what's the feeling that you're having right now with that
like
snake?
a fine leather chair.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I've sat down in the most expensive piece of furniture, and the furniture has now come alive.
Isaac,
I mean, he is gorgeous.
I
oh my
see
gosh,
that he's
look at
making a
him.
move towards Spike's head.
He's looking at
Is
me.
that natural?
I made the really bad mistake of eating a live mouse before the segment, and maybe he smells it on my breath.
You also,
Hi, buddy.
You also
He
do
is
have mice that you
gorgeous.
play with before we start
I do.
the show.
I juggle them, and with full consent of the mice.
Oh, he's got a real tongue, doesn't he?
He's gorgeous.
It's a large
Oh,
tongue.
he's
Just checking things out.
What's his body weight?
About 40 pounds.
40 pounds, okay.
About 40 pounds.
I'd like to point out to my wife at home listening, this is the first time I've carried over 40 pounds in about 2 years. She's been asking me to work out more, and this will do it.
Isaac, tell us a little bit
beautiful.
about how old is Linguini? When does Linguini eat? I hope that he's eaten recently. Yes.
I feed him every week. Yeah, so he's about 14
Every week.
years old.
He eats on Tuesdays, right?
On Saturdays,
At about 1
actually,
o'clock in the
very few.
afternoon, he eats usually.
So he's 14.
He's just one big meal, and he's good for the week. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so it's a rat or two or a rabbit every once in a while. So yeah.
When does he?
Pal, you want to go
Boy,
home?
he's just a beautiful
Let me know
color.
if you
I
need
will
help.
say
No, I'm
he's
fine.
a beautiful color. What is that? That's a banana. That's a banana yellow.
Yeah, about a banana.
Yeah, it's an albino.
He's an
Albino's
albino
the-
snake, but for the
variation,
folks
yeah.
at home who aren't familiar with it, if my voice is getting higher, it's because he really is tightening up around
He
my
really
neck
does
a little
seem to
bit.
be squeezing your neck a little bit.
He just wants to feel safe.
It just doesn't want to fall. Yeah.
He just
Isaac,
wants
tell
to, and I'm,
us,
I should hold him better.
Tell us a
How
little
you
bit
doing,
about.
He feels he's not clammy. He's not slimy.
Yeah.
He
very
feels
dry.
clean, very very smooth.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is absolutely beautiful.
Spike, not Spike. Isaac, tell us about where are these snakes in nature generally?
So named
tell us
after the
about
country
them.
Burma, which is now Myanmar. So they're from Southeast Asia, but now you can actually go and see them in Florida if you look hard enough.
Oh yeah,
They're invasive
now, are these some
in Florida.
the type of snake that's been an invasive species
Yeah.
in Florida?
Yeah, that's it.
why you're not in Florida, huh, buddy? Because those goombas would hunt you down and kill you.
Yeah, when the
And here-
albinos, just the color doesn't allow them to survive, right? So you
Sure,
won't see that color in the wild if you go
Yeah.
looking for them.
He's shedding a little bit. Does he always shed, or is it?
You're
once?
just feeling the scales in the belly. They're called
Okay.
scoots.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
okay.
not shed. He hasn't shed.
Okay.
He'll shed probably another 2 months or so.
Okay.
What
Does
is,
they shed annually?
Usually a couple times a year at this age.
And is that how they grow? I mean, have I got that much understanding that they
Well,
shed
yes,
their
there's the
skins and grow?
growth, but it's also because it allows them to heal, just like we
Oh,
shed, right? Even though
okay.
you're done growing, I'm done
Oh,
growing,
yeah.
we still shed to
Hi,
be able to
buddy.
heal.
What does the linguini eat? What does he
I
eat?
feed
What
him
do you
rats. So
feed
if you
him
go
rats?
to Rodent Pro, it's extra large, about 3/4 pound. I do rabbits, like 4-pound rabbits as well sometimes.
Hi,
Have you
buddy.
seen the stories? I'm just going to keep talking because I'm nervous here. But have you seen those
hi.
stories about those zombie rabbits? Did you see that?
Oh, I heard about that, yeah. Sounded fun.
Would you ever? He's probably never eaten a zombie rabbit, although he probably could.
Oh, well,
He's a
if
big
you want
snake.
to, you got to be careful what you feed him, right?
Yeah, you do have to be
Yeah,
careful.
I mean, this
yeah.
is what's a CRPV, that virus that they have. You don't want to
The
eat those.
something rabbit
Yeah.
disease.
Cottontail rabbit pamplona virus. I got it down.
That's a pride. Didn't even know.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
He's a male. This is a male snake.
This is a
he's a
male,
male,
yeah.
all right.
This is yeah.
I think he may be gay. I don't judge. I don't judge at all.
You get in trouble.
Yeah, he seems to really have bonded with me.
He really seems to like
He
you,
does,
Spike.
and that's a compliment that he's just comfortable with me.
Most
he
people
is.
don't get
Yeah.
comfortable with Spike that
No,
quickly.
I know. It takes most of my co-hosts at least a year. It takes just about to turn the corner.
Let me readjust a little.
Okay, thank you, because he's.
He does seem to be squeezing a little
No,
harder.
no, he's-
A little harder.
Oh,
Here we go.
Pal. Oh, thanks, buddy. There you
He's
go.
got girth.
There you go.
Look at the girth on that thing. By golly, that's a big snake.
Hi, buddy. Oh, there you go. And now you're better.
Does he ever escape? Has he ever gotten out? Does he like to take a walk? What do these snakes do in their free time?
Yeah, so the nice thing about the big ones, if they get out in the zoo, then we'll find them pretty quickly.
Can I rent them for a weekend?
No. Yeah, it would be fun, right? But just
Oh my
a snake this
gosh.
size could kill an adult, no problem at all. If you don't know what you're doing.
This is a good time to tell me that information. This
But
on,
not
on
what
the
I
next
mean.
guest
I'm saying
form,
if you're alone
not you.
in a
Couldn't
room,
kill
right?
you. Yeah.
No, he could kill me. I mean, if I was being dumb.
But they're very docile creatures.
They're
aren't they? Not
docile snakes, as
aggressive.
long as they know you're not food.
What would
as long as they
what would
know-
it take for him? It would take months of starvation for him to actually attack a human.
When they're in their enclosure, that's when they're thinking food. So
Yeah.
if you just stick your hand in there, they have those heat-sensing pits. They get
okay.
excited.
Oh, really?
And if you just reach in there, I had one that was a little bit smaller, and this would grab me and wrap my arm. Didn't get around my neck, luckily. But you just got to be careful because even a 30-pounder could potentially kill him.
Can a man your
Small dog.
size remove this from my neck? Should he become?
Oh, easily.
Okay,
easily.
thanks for that.
Not
I
that I'm saying that I'm all that
appreciate
sorry, but even Sophia, I mean, she could not that.
Sophia,
you're
would you like
smaller,
to?
right?
Would you like to hold him?
Even you can make it happen, right?
Does Sophia, do you
You
want
wanna
to wear
try?
the snake? Yeah, I'm happy to let you wear the snake. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and wear the
he
snake?
is,
That'd be
Sophia,
nice.
he is a beautiful, beautiful animal.
I had
Beautiful
no
creature.
idea what I
Yes.
felt about snakes until this moment, but we're
he
gonna
is.
figure
Thank you
it out.
so much.
Let me
Thanks, Linguini. Oh my gosh, look at him.
The size of him
See,
is
nice?
just,
Look at him.
it's
He's
too
some-
much.
Wait, let me
I gotta
read-
be honest, the size of the snake is too much. And anybody listening right now who's not watching, you're missing out. Sophia, who is Sophia, I wouldn't describe you as a large person. This snake is easily twice your size.
My God, it's so heavy.
Yeah. he
Oh
is.
my
And hold
God.
on, he's very, very docile.
He seems
He's
like a real
incredibly,
sweetheart.
incredibly curious.
What is sweet? Are you okay? You good? She seems good. Yeah.
How many pounds is
40.
this snake?
He's a 40-pound snake.
40. Wow, wait, I'm not in the frame of the camera, but
There we go.
Are you the one controlling camera angle? Oh my gosh! There
All
you
right,
go.
she
There you
is.
go.
There's Sophia with the snake. All right,
And
so
you got your guys' final day is when in October?
Yeah, October 18th if everything goes.
Yeah.
Oh, let's get his microphone
Is there
back.
any?
There
Oh,
we
thank you. Is there any chance you'll be extending your time to open it? Because the response has been
Yeah.
so great.
Yeah,
and I would
there's
love for
a chance.
folks who want to come see the
Yeah.
Reptile Zoo in Monroe before it closes down.
Yeah, definitely. There's a chance. So if somebody were to take over, they would figure that out, with the law. But also, I mean, if legislators reach out to us and we get something figured out, so not just us, but other people will be able to get permits and licenses for this. And my wife and I, we can keep the place floating for a couple of years, So
Have you considered taking Linguini down to Olympia?
Oh, that'd be
maybe
nice.
encourage
That'd
some
be fun.
legislators
Out of the studio and
You
over
know?
to Olympia. That'd be nice.
Kind of put the squeeze
That would
on
be
him.
really
if you
fun.
will.
Yeah, right now, my days off is my day off is Sunday, and right now I go to church on Sunday, the Sabbath. So
I'd pray a lot too.
But
if I
yeah,
was in your
someday if we
business.
get some time, it'd
Here's
be
what-
fun to go down there.
Here's
so.
what we should do. And we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, I'm not going to wuss out. I will. If you're still okay with that.
Yeah,
I
you
will
you really
wear
should,
the
Jake.
snake.
It's
Yeah, it's going
it's
to be
an
great.
amazing.
Are you okay?
Super excited about it.
it's a little unbalanced. He's kind of just
Yeah,
chilling on my
he
lap.
does. He does.
Here's what
He makes
legislators
himself at home.
Here's what legislators should think about though on the commercial break.
Yeah.
Think of all the tens of thousands and thousands of kids who get access to
You can pick his head up.
reptiles
Bring
in a
him
way
back
that
to
they
you.
just don't when they go to these big zoos.
Right.
So I think you guys are providing a vital service. I hope you're able to stay in business for a long time. And if there's anything that we can do to help spread that word, that would be what we're aiming for.
Where's
here.
Linguini at on redistricting and immigration policy? Because I think he could be an incredibly
Let's not bring this
powerful
thing
force.
forward. No comment. That's
Powerful-
good,
no,
comment.
he's on the flag. Let's
When
get
we
him
come
busy.
back, I will wear this thing when we come back. So
Good.
stick around. Over the commercial break, you can watch Sophia wear him.
Isn't he awesome?
And he's something. He is a sight. All right, we got to take a quick commercial
He's
break.
looking-
We
he's
will
looking
be
at the
right
engineering
back.
for us. He's looking at the wiring.
All right, we'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Open Phone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Open Phone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Open Phone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Open Phone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. openphone.com/TRY.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than the tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
When the heat's in 11,
cool AC would be heaven.
dayandnight.net. You can stay cool and save a cool 10% off an air conditioner or heat pump right now with Day and Night.
Northwest summers are beautiful, but there's always a long, hot stretch that makes everyone say, man, AC sure would be nice. Well, except for that one annoying friend who won't stop talking about how great his AC is. Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. Don't sweat through another summer. Have Day and Night keep your house cool and comfortable by installing a high-efficiency AC or heat pump. Or if you have an existing system, we'll come and service it. Make sure it's running efficiently and ready to cool when you need it.
When the summer is cooking,
we're the place to be looking.
dayandnight.net. Call Day and Night now and save 10% off an air conditioner or heat pump. Plus, make no payments and pay no interest for a year OAC. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
dayandnight.net. KIRO News Radio is right there with you.
A big story developing this morning
on your smart speaker before you head out the door.
Get the latest live from KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
Huge impacts for Boeing and Boeing workers.
The office, the gym, anywhere.
Water, like taxes, goes all the way down to the bottom, so it'll either come out of the employee's paycheck or the lack of raise.
KIRO News Radio. We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
It was about 10 years ago when Albert was told his knee was shot.
For you, no running, no jumping, no skiing, no da-da-da.
So he made a decision.
I think I ran around 13,000 miles since that.
Albert went to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
I had my knee on when I was 78. Now I'm going to be 89, and it's just as strong.
Yep, 10 years later, the knee works like a charm. At your age, aren't people supposed to be slowing down?
Well, they're supposed to, but not if you work with Dr. Wagner. He doesn't have any sympathy for that.
And now, Albert tells anyone who will listen that whether it's a shoulder, elbow, wrist, hip, or knee, before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine.
My last visit with Dr. Wagner, I remarked on my knee. I said, I can't believe it's been 10 years. And it's almost like it's a new knee.
Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
KIRO News Radio, the Northwest's trusted news source.
Get the latest from KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
It happened Wednesday morning just after 6 o'clock.
Experienced voices you trust.
Several people hurt after a violent Saturday in Pierce County.
Coverage you depend on.
More from KIRO News Radio's Matt Markovich.
It's as close to a veto warning as you could possibly get.
KIRO News Radio. We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Cars for Kids, the easy way to donate your car. Donate today and your car can be picked up tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.com or 1-877-CARS4KIDS.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo.
Your best source for local news.
Newly released police video shows the arrest of a 17-year-old.
KIRO News Radio. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. Washington's governor says he is not backing down to the U.S. Attorney General.
I am not intimidated by Pam Bondi before the President.
He's responding to the administration's threats to crack down on so-called sanctuary jurisdictions. More from KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
Governor Ferguson held a news conference to publicly respond to Pam Bondi after he received a letter from the DOJ demanding Washington change its laws and policies protecting immigrants and limiting law enforcement's ability to use state resources to help in federal immigration enforcement. Bondi didn't directly mention the Keep Washington Working law, but Governor Ferguson says,
We're not backing down. We're not compromising. We're not going to be bullied. We're not going to be intimidated.
Ferguson says the letter also includes threats of prosecution. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
And turning now to the closing bell reports, Kroger is closing 2 more Fred Meyer stores, one on Kent East Hill, the other is in Everett. Company is citing rising theft and strict regulations. In 2022, the Everett store manager told the city council drug dealers were sending users in with lists of items to steal.
We have an open-air drug market that is on the corner of Evergreen Way and Casino at an abandoned bank.
Those closures are set for mid-October. About 360 workers could be impacted. Kroger said it's offering them jobs elsewhere. Air Canada says it's reached an agreement with the union representing striking flight attendants. CBS's Tom Hansen says this is not a done deal yet.
There's going to be a ratification process. That is going to require all 10,000 flight attendants who are in this union to vote on whether or not they are happy with the terms of this. This by no means is put to bed, and by no means is this situation completely out of the woods.
Air Canada says it might take a week or more to fully restore operations. At the close today on Wall Street, mixed results. The Dow with a late rally to gain 10 points. S&P lost 38. The Nasdaq down big, losing 315 points. Now to the real-time traffic desk at 1:32. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, thanks, Aaron. This report brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors over Tiger Mountain Summit. Our backup eastbound 18 slowly thinning down. You're looking at a 3-mile thick backup over the summit still. Westbound 18 now heavy coming off I-90 over to that Raging River work zone. South 405 crowded from South Bellevue down to Northeast 44th near the VMAC. Bellevue to Renton, right around a 20-minute commute. North 405, you're crowded from South Center through the Renton S-curves, but South Center to Bellevue is still looking good, right around 20 minutes. South 5 heading into Seattle, you're filling in from Northgate into downtown. Linwood to Seattle, also a 20-minute drive. And it's day 2 of having the White River Bridge closed on State Route 410 there in Buckley. Tomorrow, engineers will have a damage report caused by that semi-collision yesterday and determine when they will reopen the bridge. Beat inflation to Lake Washington Windows and Doors for a limited time. Save with 20% inflation discounts and 18 months free financing. Learn more at lakewashingtonwindows.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Very calm conditions for this week. We are seeing a mix of clouds and sunshine today. Highs in the mid-70s. Right now, 75 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
I know I may be young, but I've got feelings too.
Oh, nice. Perfect. Good bumper.
What I feel like doing.
All right, we're very excited. If you guys are watching live on the live stream here, we're very excited, or listening. We're happy to have you too. We have a snake guy in with us. We have Isaac Peterson with the Reptile Zoo up there in Monroe. Everybody in the building has now come in and has gotten a chance to hold this beautiful snake whose name is Linguini, who is a, how big is Linguini?
About 10 feet.
10 foot Burmese?
Yeah, about 10 feet, about 40 pounds. Yeah.
Burmese python, 40 pounds.
Is he fully grown?
Is he section mature. Yeah, so
old?
They can get bigger than this, but record's 26 feet. So.
Jesse on YouTube just says, just remember, Jake, you don't want to be the last one to rent horses at the beach. They get pretty angry. I don't think that's the case. This snake seems incredibly chilled out.
Oh, yeah, he's very relaxed.
He's very relaxed. All right, why don't we bring that cute little guy on over?
This is really wonderful that you're doing this, Jake. It's going to be a great moment.
I want to show the bravery to my kids.
Absolutely.
And this is about making a moment for them to
remember. And facing your own, my own anxiety
fears.
of it. Yeah,
he's a sweet little guy. Good golly.
No, he's a sweet big guy. And we had free ice cream for the staff last week, and half as many people came to meet Linguini. I want to point that out.
We got him on now.
He's incredibly.
Oh my gosh!
Isn't he beautiful?
If I get nervous, he's on me.
No, he's good.
Should I? The power of this snake is really quite
remarkable.
It
is, right? Because he's solid muscle, dude. He is solid muscle.
Okay. Oh, is he? Am I squeezing him?
Okay.
No,
just open up here just a little bit. Just keep it nice and open.
Yeah, let him rest on your hands.
Cool. Yeah, no, we're totally chilled out.
Hi, buddy.
Totally chilled out and cool. No big deal. No big deal.
I'll come run if something bad happens.
Now, you were telling us earlier, Isaac, that these snakes, you don't want to be alone with them. Can you tell us why?
Yeah, so even this is a 40-pound snake. So even a 30-pound snake, Burmese python, reticulated python, could kill you, a small person if you're alone.
I heard a story once from a friend who had a snake who said that the snake had gotten out of their enclosure, and then they woke up and the snake was lying on the bed next to them, stretched out lengthwise. Have you ever heard of anything like that happening?
I love people say that they're trying to size things out. But
is that not true?
They like your body heat, right? So there might be some of that stuff. Most of it is folklore.
Measure. Should eat them all in one sitting? Do I have to kind of piece them out and save some for Tuesday?
And he could kill you, but he couldn't eat you, right? He could swallow your head, but not getting past your shoulder.
That's great. He could swallow my head.
Oh, he could swallow your head. Yeah,
really?
But I could.
Skorheims have very big heads, I've been told. So I'd be surprised. He's got a tiny little mouth. How would a snake go about swallowing my head, Isaac? Could you tell us, the audience, that?
The way they're able to swallow things that are pretty big. And I was like, how do I have a good look? No, you got a normal size head, but that bottom jaw has separate bones. It's made of quite a few different bones, and those bones are attached by stretchy ligaments. So those allow them to get nice and big.
You ever seen Predator?
I have seen Predator.
Very similar way the bottom jaw opens up to engulf a larger predator like yourself, right? Yeah, I got it.
I love
How often does this guy go to the bathroom?
Once every 2 weeks. You got to get poop once every 2 weeks. Peeing like once a week.
That's normal for adult males, though.
Usually in the middle of the night. I've found. Is that same for him?
Is he full size? Will he continue to get bigger?
He's sexually mature. Yes, he's the point where he could breed, and he's done growing, not getting any longer.
Does he have any offspring?
I could get him thicker, but. No, I don't want any babies. I don't need more babies.
Yeah, okay. And you do have a female though at the Reptile
Zoo.
We
do, but then the babies, you have to go feed them the king cobra, and I
do you really feed the babies the king cobra?
I say I wouldn't do it because I get emotional. I love snakes, right?
Yeah. Well, who doesn't?
Yeah, there's just
sweet little creatures. I literally am having those moments in life that you're never going to forget for the rest of your life. I'm having a surreal moment right now. It feels a little out of body because. And my mouth is drying up. I really have had, oh my God, his tail's around my neck.
He likes you a lot. He really does, man. He's very comfortable.
He seems that way.
He is,
I'm glad one of us is. He does seem pretty chilled out.
Relax that right arm a little bit. There you go.
You're right.
Don't squeeze him. He won't squeeze you. It's a mutually amicable relationship here.
He's giving me a nice. He's giving me a nice hug. This feels. I think he can tell that I'm nervous.
He's completely.
Does he think I'm about to have a stroke because he does feel like he's moving or something?
He's a support snake. Can you get him a little red vest? Take him on planes.
He's
right?
very relaxed.
Emotional support python.
We're all cool here, Linguini. Here he goes.
Yeah, no, see him censoring. Now his tongue.
He's such a.
He's sensing the room, right, with his tongue. He's
just checking things out, just like a dog, right? Comes in a new room, new smells.
So I can sense that he wants to move now. So maybe Isaac, if we want to take him.
Look at him. He is.
Oh, look at him. He's flexing a little bit.
Yeah,
that's so sweet.
He's letting you know who's boss.
A nice little guy, and we love him, and he's a nice snake, and people are talking about how much they love him, and I think he's nice.
So we've got Isaac Peterson in from the Reptile Zoo in Monroe because it's been announced that due to just fiscal viability. The Reptile Zoo is closing its doors after nearly 30 years in Monroe. The Reptile Man portion of their business will continue. And I think it's your dad, right, that still does this, and your sister, too. They still will visit schools and various local organizations to help promote reptile awareness to a bunch of kids. And
I've got a good feeling about this.
Yeah.
I think somebody's going to listen to us, and I think they're going to realize what a vital, honestly, and I'm a person who's
I get it, man.
I'm making no jokes about
you're not
this.
a good actor, so I know you really feel this way.
But that was a really amazing experience. I have a totally different appreciation for snakes now than I did even 5 minutes ago.
Right.
And it would be...
He let you live.
He let me live. We're friends.
Yeah.
He would have killed me otherwise.
Bonded, man.
He could swallow my head, I've been told.
That's what I've been told, too.
I would be really surprised if some legislator didn't want to reach out and just be like, hey, listen, let's figure out a way to make sure that you guys are able, with regulation, easing, or whatever we have to do to help you guys stay in business, because... This is so vital for kids. I mean, we always talk about climate change and all this ridiculous stuff.
Right.
Let's do stuff that kids actually care about. Let's do some science that kids actually like, these beautiful animals.
You betcha. Conservation of species.
I'm like a snake apologist
education. now. No, you're on Team Snake. You're
on Team Snake.
You are.
Let's get let's save these
And I don't want to single out individual philanthropy in the area, but we've got a lot of zillionaires in this town. And they could just make an annual donation to the Reptile Zoo to keep you guys in business. keep your doors open for the public.
Jeff Bezos,
right?
And that guy,
he's half snake right now.
We've talked before. He also owns the Bond franchise.
Yes,
a giant python is exactly the kind of thing that he should own.
And I got to clarify. So we are a private zoo. So we're not looking for somebody to give us money.
Oh, okay.
If somebody wants to, purchase the zoo and run it as not
so you couldn't take donations to help your doors stay open?
I just don't like getting money from people. I like being independent. Yeah, I like being independent.
I respect that.
I like being private.
I respect
that's my
What do we
thing,
need, Isaac? What do you need from us so that we can help you? You said you and your wife could run in some capacity.
Yeah, I mean we have the finance to keep the place going for another 5 to 10 years. It's just it's a matter of it's just not viable right now, right? So.
Yeah.
But my biggest thing is just, the way the law is set up, our 1630, the state, okay, lets us do what we're doing now, but I want other businesses to be able to do what we're doing. Not just, not even just us people that want big cats. We should be regulated. I got no problem with that, but just don't outlaw it, right? You got to make sure that the barriers to entry into this industry aren't so high to where just somebody who's got a net worth of $50 million plus could potentially
just to get in the game.
Which is how kids never even have a chance to get close to these things.
Son of a, what we got?
Oh, is he moving around? What's he doing?
He's going back. He's going back to Sophia. He really likes. I was wrong. He's not gay.
All right,
he
there he
really
goes.
likes Sophia. Oh, look
there
at
he
him.
goes.
There's a mouse in this room. I can tell you.
What's funny
Isaac
is
can
we
tell
did
you.
have a mouse in the
Excuse me,
building.
Isaac. I'm sorry.
They
Linguini.
will look for some stuff.
Yeah, Linguini says I'm going down there. Well, this is a good time to wrap it up, if you'll pardon the pun.
He's climbing down into the desk, and he's hopefully going to be. Oh, there he goes. He's fine. Yeah, he's a sweet little fella. Very agreeable.
Hi,
We've
buddy.
all had him on our shoulders now. We love him. Is he going to be okay there, Isaac? Does he look like? Okay, he's going to be okay. All right. No, you're good. All right, Isaac. Isaac Peterson with the Monroe Reptile Zoo. Thank you sincerely for coming in.
Thank you
helped
for
me
having
conquer
us.
one of my fears. This was a big moment in my life. And we just appreciate what you guys have done. And also to your dad, please pass along to your dad and your family who all have been involved in the business how much we appreciate all the work you guys have done.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate that.
We got a lot more coming up. We're going to send Linguini on his way, thank the Lord, and come right back to you. So
Our
stick around.
staff
We'll be right back.
therapist is coming in next to talk. Take back down into his chair.
We'll be right back.
The Closing Bell is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund.
The G and Ursula Show.
There are topics that we bring up. Guns, climate change.
Weekdays 9 to noon.
And when you get to those topics, and everybody's going to go crazy. People who feel
that they can't do anything.
Exactly.
Are you willing to drive any less than you do?
Hell
Are you willing
no.
to? Man, you didn't even hesitate. On
No,
other people
I'm not
to
getting
do
on
the
public. I got to get to where I got to get to.
When I'm retired, I want to rely on public transit. I want to be the one that takes light rail.
No, you don't, Ursula. You don't want to be worried about walking down the street.
Watch live on YouTube and the KIRO Newsradio app.
It's summer, and there's no better time to protect your home than right now with the help from the pros at Integrity Roofing and Construction. Years of experience in roofing and restoration, their skilled team delivers exceptional craftsmanship. I can speak to it firsthand. Whether it's simple roof repair or full renovation, Integrity offers free estimates, and their customer satisfaction speaks for itself. Don't wait until this next storm hits. Schedule your free estimate today. Call 206-202-ROOF or visit integrityrc.com. That's 206-202-ROOF or online at integrityrc.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service. Really? Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you, which means you'll save hundreds for your business and get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots on us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year, you guessed it, on us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/22/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of one unlimited interline apply via 12 monthly internet bill credits. One discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile Wi-Fi and cellular data in service areas. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence 2H24.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at K2VisionRLE.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Viking, dedicated to creating travel experiences for the thinking person, with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and on shore. Discover more at Viking.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
KIRO Newsradio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks season opener, Sunday, September 7th. Open the KIRO Radio News app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO Newsradio app, the better your odds will be. Do it every day, August 19th through the 25th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station where the 12s hear the Hawks, KIRO News Radio.
right, welcome back to the show. Tell you what, I feel like I need a cigarette after that experience.
That was wonderful. Our thanks
I don't
to
smoke,
yeah.
but it was quite an experience. The snake guy is no longer here.
Yeah. Isaac and Linguini have departed the studio.
Isaac Peterson and Linguini from the Monroe Reptile Zoo. Super good dude.
Yeah.
I got over a lifelong fear, which was fun. I just feel like if you can now, I mean, we were doing live radio with a 10-foot Burmese python wrapped around your neck. Yeah. You can do anything on the radio.
Bring us any story.
Yeah,
it's easy from here on out.
We're chilled out now. I bet you guys could tell I was a little nervous. I was a little bit nervous. All right, we have a lot still to cover and talk about today. Did you guys see the story? Big Sean, you know rapper Big Sean?
You know, I got to tell you, I'm aware of, but not familiar with any of Big Sean's work. I know he's a national,
totally fair
superstar rapper.
So he was in at the White River Amphitheater. We were actually talking about the White River Amphitheater recently because of the bridge, the White River Bridge, which went down temporarily while they were investigating what to do since it got hit by a truck. But so we were talking about the amphitheater. Also, Big Sean was in town recently. This was just the other day. And he had this to say about his experience in Seattle. He's from Detroit. Detroit's not like the most,
It's not Beverly Hills.
It's not Beverly Hills.
Not to disparage Detroit, but it's a city with a lot of issues and a tough place to grow up.
The city famously is a hard city. Yeah, that's what Detroit is known for. I mean, 8 Mile, Eminem, Detroit. So a guy coming from Detroit comes to Seattle, and this is his impression of Seattle. Listen to this. Oh, audio here. Here we go.
We was in Seattle all day yesterday, and we went and got some Thai food. I with the Thai food very crazy. We went to our little spot, and I was like, I want to walk back to the hotel. Yeah. And we walked back, and I haven't seen this. I went to high school in Detroit in like a kind of crazy neighborhood. I haven't seen this since high school. We saw a young lady doing crack. I'm like, I know it sounds crazy, like with kids around. And she whipped the pipe out and was doing crack. And there were cops around. And I was like, damn, Seattle. I didn't know Seattle was like that.
Isn't that sad that that's his impression
well,
of his one? He's in Seattle for a day.
It's heartbreaking.
And he goes to get food. But we talk about stories like that all the time here in Seattle. And we were talking earlier about how the crime, or just the other day, the FBI had that release of the crime statistics in Washington.
Yeah.
And Washington has, for the 15th consecutive year, we have the lowest police to population ratio of anywhere in the country.
Right.
On average, I think the average police to person ratio is like 2.35 cops, whatever
Good
that
memory,
is,
yeah.
to 100,000 people. And Seattle is like 1.4.
1.4. Yeah, 1.3 or 5 or something like that.
Yeah, less than 1.5 cops.
Yeah.
And so, that's a huge contributor into some of the stuff we've seen.
It is.
It's
but
also,
there was, like Sean said, there's a cop standing right next to this lady who's smoking on the street.
Yeah.
And, we, due to limited resources, the law enforcement community has decided to deprioritize public drug use.
Well, law enforcement takes their orders from city leaders.
Yeah.
And the city leaders in Seattle and in our state have decided that they do not want them policing against certain things. And that's one of those things. And unfortunately, people come to our, what is a beautiful city.
It is.
In areas where it's not crime-ridden or ugly or people are being shot. It is a gorgeous city. Seattle is the Emerald City.
Yeah, my friend came last week. My friend came back from my hometown of Baltimore.
Yeah.
Brought his family out. They went out to the coast. They came to the city. Saw downtown right on the waterfront and had a very wonderful experience. Didn't have to see any open-air drug use, any crime, any fentanyl flop anywhere they went. They were very lucky that day.
Sure.
And I always hate stories that say Seattle's a hellhole or whatever it is. And even Big Sean saying, this, dang, Seattle, I didn't know, and I'm cleaning that up. I didn't know Seattle was like this. I hate stories that portray us as a den of open-air drug use and all these things. But I got to tell you, one's too many. We talk about safety on the bus. How many? We're down to 145, 125 assaults on a bus, and the numbers are down. But one's too many. And I feel the same way about public drug use. Kids shouldn't have to watch people smoking on the streets.
It's horrible. I took my kids, we went to Seafair. We're driving downtown on our way to Seafair, and this is not Seafair's fault. I'm just saying that was our destination. That's our reason for being
I
here.
hear you. You got to get through the city to get where you're going.
You got to get through the city, and I'm looking out one window, and you have all these people doing that. I don't know if it's a fentanyl lean,
the flop, or
fentanyl lean, whatever the thing is. Where they're like kind of like
Yeah.
They're almost frozen, folded over in half.
Yeah.
I see that, and I don't want my kids to see that because I know we do, like every good parent, you want to do your best to protect your kid. And so, we're trying. I'm like, hey kids, look out the other side of the window. There's a McDonald's.
Yeah. Oh wow, look.
Oh, isn't that fun?
They got a play place. Maybe we'll go there later.
I wonder what the Happy Meal is right now. And of course, they just are pressing their noses against the glass, looking at the McDonald's. And meanwhile, on the right side of the car, I'm looking at the very bottom rung of society.
Yeah. Sad.
And it's sad that it exists. It's sad that they let it. It was middle of the day, Saturday, open air. Easily cops I know would have driven by. And so, until the city makes it a priority, we're going to continue being, kind of a laughing stock.
Well, Jason Rance wrote a nice piece about Big Sean's comments, and it's over on SeattleRed.com. Does it take a national celebrity to point out how embarrassing moments can be in this city for a city to do something about it?
Doesn't hurt. They should do something about it. They should do something about it.
Us complaining about it, or the population that pays your taxes and pays your salaries complaining about it should be enough.
National stage is a good way to shame. Shame is a powerful drug.
Bring that spotlight over here, Big Sean.
Shame works.
Yeah, bring that spotlight with you.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Yikey Wawa.
What?
My hot water.
Yeah?
Not so hot.
Water heater trouble?
It's not working.
We can fix that.
This week?
How about today?
Apollo Plumbing really is ready right now.
Especially when it comes to water heater replacement.
Think I need a new one?
Is it more than 10 years old?
It is.
Probably so.
Doesn't heat like it used to.
It runs out?
All the time.
That's a warning sign.
Uh-oh.
So are little leaks.
But Apollo can get me a new one?
Installed today by our clean screen trained and trusted plumbers. They're water heater experts.
But I probably got to pay a rush fee.
No extra charge.
You make this too easy.
We'll even haul off the old one.
A new water heater.
Same day. That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
This is going to get my budget in hot water.
Got you covered there too.
How?
Our available payment plans.
I don't have to wait?
Or take cold showers.
You are a lifesaver.
Call us this morning. You'll have hot water today.
That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Join in on the conversation by sending a text to 888-973-5476. That's 888-973-KIRO.
Northwest homeowners, when it comes to your roof, you need a name you can trust. Techline Roofing has proudly served the Seattle area for years, delivering exceptional results and lasting security. Choose Techline Roofing. Your trust is our foundation. Trust Techline.
Citizens, since we each upgraded to Xfinity in our homes, the Wi-Fi has been booming. It's fair to say our town has officially become a boomtown.
Mayor, will I be able to drop into multiplayer gaming battles with low lag?
The lag won't be an issue, but your questionable skills may be.
And what if I have hundreds of devices on the Wi-Fi? Purely hypothetical.
Seems like a lot, but sure, hundreds of devices all booming together with the Xfinity Gateway. Yes, friends and neighbors, with Xfinity, the Wi-Fi is booming.
The Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Now get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best-in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed. All in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract. All with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X-Fi Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
If you've been considering surgery or even joint replacement, let me suggest something. Hi, it's Dave Ross. I've now talked to over 200 patients of Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, so many of whom have told me about the life-changing results, and those are their words, after treatment at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. These are people with severe osteoarthritis, even bone on bone, and they tell me that they're back hiking, jogging, playing tennis, skiing, golfing, walking up and down stairs, playing with the kids, the grandkids, and doing it without pain and without surgery. Dr. Mark Wagner's 60-minute outpatient procedure uses your own stem cells, and because they're your own stem cells, they can help regenerate your own cartilage in your own joints. Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is a board-certified Seattle physician with over 30 years of experience, and he's performed over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Also, he's one of the few doing it the right way. So listen to his patients, and remember, whether it's a shoulder, hip, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before you choose surgery, first see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD. Get the facts, then get back in the game at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is
is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Hurricane Erin has weakened and it's still offshore, but it's a dangerous storm that could cause life-threatening flooding. Alerts are up from the Carolinas to the Northeast. National Hurricane Center Director Michael Brennan.
We've now issued a storm surge warning for the Outer Banks of North Carolina from Cape Lookout up through Cape Hatteras, all the rest of Dare County up to Duck. This means there's the danger of life-threatening inundation of 2 to 4 feet of inundation above ground level.
It's currently east of the Bahamas. The next step in the administration's efforts to end the war in Ukraine, a meeting between President Vladimir Putin and Volodymyr Zelensky. CBS's Aaron Navarro reports there is some hesitation from the Kremlin.
President Zelensky told CBS News yesterday that there is no specific date set for that meeting with Putin, though he is open to it, quote, in any format, but that it should be among the country's leaders. The latest we're hearing from the Kremlin is that, quote, high-level talks will continue, but at a meeting of that kind between Putin and Zelensky, quote, must be prepared very carefully, signaling there could be some delays in getting that bilateral meeting set up for a trilateral meeting where President Trump is involved.
The Justice Department has reportedly opened an investigation into whether police officials in Washington, D.C. falsified crime data. President Trump insisted violent crime was getting worse when he ordered a federal takeover of the district's police, and more National Guard troops could be arriving. CBS's Scott McFarland reports.
Part of their mission, according to the National Guard, is to help support local police, but not conduct arrests and not carry firearms. That's the state of affairs here, at least for now. But a White House spokesperson tells CBS News that's subject to change in the coming days.
President Trump has put the nation's museums on notice. CBS News reporter Linda Kenyon has that story.
The president says he wants his lawyers to examine the museums, much like they have done with many colleges and universities. On social media, the president calls the museums, in his words, the last remaining segment of woke. The Post calls the Smithsonian out of control, saying everything discussed is, quote, how horrible our country is, how bad slavery was, and how unaccomplished the downtrodden have been. Trump also complains there is, quote, nothing about success, nothing about brightness, nothing about the future, adding woke is broke. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
The Trump administration is expanding the vetting of people looking to become citizens in the U.S. Social media will now be searched for anti-American views. On Wall Street today, stocks finished mixed. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. We offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options. Visit Progressive.com today.
Coming up, Governor Ferguson takes on the U.S. Justice Department. That's after we go to Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Hey, thanks, Aaron. This report brought to you by Bucky's Complete Auto Care. Tiger Mountain Summit, both directions of Highway 18 are heavy between the Summit and I-90 due to our ongoing road work there near the Raging River. Linwood, Seattle, still looking good, taking just around 20 minutes. It's a little crowded from Lake City Way now into downtown. North 5, you're going to slow briefly from the West Seattle Bridge into downtown. South 405, you're crowded from South Bellevue down to the VMAC. Bellevue to Renton has inched up a bit to 25 minutes. Southbound 167 is filled in between Highway 18 and into Sumner. And on the water, the Mukilteo Clinton Ferry route reporting a 1-hour wait for drivers at both terminals. The Point Defiance terminal has a 1-hour wait for drivers as well. For over 50 years, Buc-ee's has provided oil changes, brakes, factory service, and more with expertise and good old-fashioned service. No appointment needed, friendly financing available. Visit Buc-ee's.com. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Washington's governor responding to what he calls a shameful letter from the U.S. Attorney General.
Washington State will not be bullied or intimidated by threats and legally baseless accusations.
The letter from AG Pam Bondi labels Washington a sanctuary jurisdiction. On Fox News, she threatens to limit federal funding if the state does not comply with ICE. And
we are going to send in law enforcement just like we did during the LA riots, just like we're doing here in Washington, D.C.
Ferguson says he's prepared to take on the Trump administration in court. There was also pushback against the president's plans to eliminate voting by mail. Kim Wyman, a Republican, served as Washington Secretary of State in 2020, says the president cannot do that.
The Constitution is very clear that states have the authority to set the time, manner, and place of elections held in their states.
President claims fraud due to absentee ballots cost him the 2020 election. New details now in the search for Travis Decker, the man at the center of a manhunt in eastern Washington. KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey with the updates.
According to Chelan County investigators, only Travis Decker's DNA was found on the murder weapons, including plastic bags at the scene. The medical examiner says all three victims, Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia, died from suffocation. Decker's DNA was also found on cable ties used on the girls, convincing investigators he is the only suspect involved. They don't know if he is dead or alive. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
And there was still a $20,000 reward for information leading to Decker's arrest. New this hour, the Mariners' Victor Robles just learned his punishment for this.
He picks up the bat and throws it at Estes. He's been tossed.
Robles just received a 10-game suspension for hurling his bats during a rehab assignment in AAA. Robles has apologized, says he was frustrated after being hit multiple times in the series. He also says it's been difficult dealing with his mother's recent passing. Seattle Times reports Robles is appealing the suspension. Now to your forecast, brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Mix of clouds and sunshine today and pleasant temperatures. Highs will stay in the mid-70s. Right now, 75 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, 1 hour to go. Man, the show flies by, especially when you got giant snakes wrapped around your neck.
Let's do it again tomorrow.
Actually, I'll tell you what, time does slow down a little bit
when
you
you're
have
holding
a
that
giant
snake
wrapped around your neck, as we did just a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's in the past.
I'm really looking forward to him coming in today.
I'm
just kidding. That was fantastic.
Yeah,
what a great,
really fun.
Wonderful gesture.
Cool guy.
Yeah.
Monroe Reptile Zoo, solid place. Very busy to get in there right now. They announced they're closing down after 30 years. We wanted to highlight them and have them on the show, and we did. And you can check them out. Go to Monroe Reptile Zoo and check them out. All right. Two things to chat about real fast. Speaking of closing down, 2 Fred Meyer stores, they've announced they're closing down. I'd love your take on this, Spike. Let's give the facts first. Then we could get into the why. Because people are asking, why did this happen?
Sure, yeah.
So a Fred Meyer, Kroger, who owns both Fred Meyer and QFC, confirmed to local news outlets that they're going to be closing 2 of their locations. I believe these locations are in the Everett. One is in Everett. I believe one is in Everett and one is in Kent. Do I have that right?
Yep, Evergreen Way in Everett and 240th, Southeast 240th in Kent.
That's right.
Right.
And Kroger says that there has been, quote, a steady rise in theft and a challenging regulatory environment that adds significant costs. They said in a statement, we can no longer make these stores financially viable. We got this story out of Como. Despite doubling our safety and security investment over the past years, these challenges remain. So it's really tough to run a business when you're getting ripped off all the time, and that's already a very thin margin business as it is.
It is.
They do have a lot of employees who work at these stores. 360 employees at these 2 locations who will be affected, according to UFCW 3000, which is the union that represents the workers. Let's see here. The union said that the closures in the stores in low-income areas are threatening food access for working-class communities. They also said that Kroger is opening stores in potentially high-sales areas, despite the company experiencing rising revenue. That's what the union says. Mm-hmm. According to the president of the UFCW 3000, Faye Gunther, she says Kroger's closures put profit over people, plain and simple. This corporate strategy might please Wall Street investors, but we know it'll create food deserts in our neighborhoods and disrupt the lives of hundreds of workers already displaced by a housing affordability crisis now 10 years in the making. The company, Kroger, did say that they're going to be confirming to Como News. They said, we will be offering jobs to every one of the affected employees. Unfortunately, it may be at other locations, obviously, because those locations are closing down. They will have to make the decision whether or not they want to drive to those locations. That's going to affect their lives in a way that they may not be happy with. Could be happy for some. Maybe that's closer to home. I don't know where they live. But the question is why these stores closed down. The store claims that it was because of thievery and over-regulation. Tough to do business in this environment. The union, who represents the employees, claims it's about a corporation putting profits over people. So which is it, Spike?
Both. I think both can be true at the same time. When you have a company that says, and I'm going on the word of the UFCW, United Food and Commercial Workers Union 3000 spokesperson, that says they're showing increased revenues as a company.
Yeah.
And they are putting profits over people. They're going to open new locations in higher retail districts. So what we're talking about is folding up your tents in a low-income area that these stores in in Kent and in Everett, they're lower-income communities.
Does that have anything to do with the store's decision, or is it just the fact that the store's getting ripped off and losing money because of the stealing?
I think all these things come into play.
If
and
it's
they're
happening in a low-income area, that's a shame.
It is.
But how is the store supposed to respond? They said they've doubled their security.
Yeah, I hear you. Like I said, both can be true at the same time. And they're a business. They're a publicly traded business. They've got responsibilities to stockholders. If they've doubled their investment in security and store safety, and they still can't turn a profit in these low income areas, they're going to fold up their tent and go on to someplace where they can make a better earning.
Is it fair for the union represents the workers, who obviously that's their main concern. I understand that, and as it should be. That's their job. To represent these workers. But for them to say that their closures put profit over people, plain and simple, well, it's a for-profit business. It's their job. It's their job to keep the business viable and running. So this business is no longer viable, so you have to close it down.
Yeah, I'm not arguing with you. I said both can be true. They are putting profits over people, and that's their job. They're a corporation.
They have to do that.
They're in business to make money. They're not a charitable event. They're not a public
if
trust.
It was a nonprofit,
So, with regard to theft, I mean, we have a Fred Meyer right in our neighborhood, and there's a security guy there every day. Everybody that leaves the store, they check their receipts every time they leave the building.
Every time we walk in our Fred Meyer, I'm on camera, and I always look up and I go, I don't know if I love that angle.
And all that being said, I'm sure there are still people who are shoplifting on a regular basis at Fred Meyer stores. I mean, every time you go to a self-checkout, if you put something on the thing, it's come back and look. They have to count what's on camera and count what's in your basket. I've had it happen to me hundreds of times. I get that theft is a real issue.
I don't know that it's fair for them to demonize the company and say like they're don't care about the people that are now going to be displaced or having to work somewhere else. Their job is to have a successful, viable business.
It's not their job to take a loss at these two locations and prop that up with the earnings from different locations.
What was this? They said
they're putting people over profits.
They're saying they're opening stores in, quote, potentially high sales areas. Well, that seems like a pretty good strategy to me. I don't understand why that's such a bad strategy.
No, I'm not saying it's a bad strategy.
Who would invest in a poor sales area?
Well, here's the question then. Food deserts are a real thing. Places of low income residency, where you don't have really good options for families to get good, healthy food.
Well, you can't mandate that a store stays in a bad neighborhood if it's getting ripped off. I know you're not. I know you're not.
So what's the solution?
The solution is these unions need to be having serious conversations with. Here's what I would do, and I'm not trying to sit here and yell at.
We're always trying to find a way through things.
Here's my solution that I would say. If I was the people who worked at the unions, instead of being upset at the store, which obviously they're going to be upset at the store, and that's they're totally fine.
They're fighting for their members' employment status.
I would also, if I were commenting on the story to Tacoma News, if I were UFCW 3000 President Faye Gunther, I would say, hey, we should be having serious conversations with the police departments in Kent and in Everett and the people who are in charge of those departments, like the city leaders, and find out why they're not being better and more proactive about protecting these areas. If you do have these food deserts, if you're worried about stores being run out of business by thievery, why aren't they making more arrests for these things? They're just not. In these areas.
Yeah, I hear you.
So these are like this to me seems like it's probably less of about like corporate greed and more about poor city management, that they've allowed these areas to fall into disrepair where you can't even. Kroger wants nothing more than to have as many Krogers and Fred Meyers and QFCs around as possible because that means that they're making money. I love my Fred Meyer. The one I shop at up in Snohomish, Bickford Avenue, Fred Meyer's, all your heart's desires. That's what I always say. That's a family joke. I don't know if that's an actual catchphrase, but if they're interested, they can talk to me about
it. What's on your list today?
They want to have as many of these as possible, and they want the experience going into them to be as good as possible so that people want. We all know how expensive food is, no matter where you're buying it. Poor neighborhood, rich neighborhood, food's expensive. And so you want to have a good experience when you go in. This is an Everett problem. This is a Kent problem. This is not a Kroger problem.
Yeah,
this is not corporate greed. This is cities who are not prioritizing businesses to be able to operate in their city limits.
Would you say? I'm not saying you're wrong. Would you agree that a lot of people who shoplift food do it out of necessity?
No.
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 You really see that there we disagree.
But I'm speaking from a different place because I don't shoplift food even when
I hear you.
Even when I'm
I hear you.
Even when in life when I have been low on finances, I never thought that it would be a good idea to go into a place to steal.
No, I'm not. Of course,
and I didn't
justify.
I wouldn't justify stealing just because I needed it.
A lot of research shows that people who shoplift food do that because they can't afford to feed their family.
I think it's very sad when people go in and shoplift. Like, it's heartbreaking. When you go into any grocery store and you see the baby food is behind a plexiglass.
Exactly.
That's very sad.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
I
also know that a lot of those things end up on secondary markets. There's
agreed.
also tags on things like dishwasher detergent and soap for your laundry that says, if you didn't buy this at such and such a location, can you please call this number because you're probably buying it off the street somewhere.
Right.
And this is really bad for our business, and we want to try to nip that in the bud.
Well, I would say that those people who are stealing to resell in a secondary market do so because there's a marketplace out there for people who have to buy it at a lower price because they can't afford to feed their families.
That doesn't justify it.
I'm not trying to justify it. I'm trying to rationalize why it's happening. You talk about these low-income communities that have grocery stores that are closing up because people are stealing from them.
I don't think poor people are going in and stealing a lot of food. I don't think that's what's happening.
I think you'd be wrong.
What percentage do you think of the food that walks out of a store? Just a guess, like approximately. What do you think? How much of it is because
of the shoplifted food that leaves a grocery store? How much of it is because people can't afford to buy
food? If it's even possible to quantify that, yes. I don't mean to put you on the spot. You don't have to answer the question.
I'm just assuming. I bet more than half, more than half the stuff stolen from grocery stores is because people are trying to feed their families.
Because people are so desperate for it that they just have to walk into a grocery store and take it.
Yeah.
I bet you it's a far smaller number.
It may very well be. I don't know. I have no factual basis.
I bet you if you were to look, the things that they're stealing are not foods that are going to be nutritionally benefiting their families. I bet you most of the things
we make bad food choices all the time.
I bet you most of the stuff that people are stealing from grocery stores is liquor.
I don't know if that's the case.
Why do you think liquor was the first thing they ever locked up?
Well, it's not because people were maybe.
You can't even carry liquor at my local Safeway anymore. I told you the story.
Yeah, you have to have somebody carry the thing for you.
I had a kid walk up and say, "Hey, are you interested in this liquor?" She had a Safeway thing on, and I said, "Yeah, of course. I want this. I know what I want. I'm good." And she goes, "No, you're not. You can't touch it." I said, "What?" And she said, "We're afraid you might steal it, so we have a new policy where we take everything up." And they tried to sell it like it was a VIP thing. Like, here's a courtesy. We're going to carry it up to the front for you.
We don't trust you. That's it, yeah.
She let this. She spilled the beans, so she told me it's because we think that people are stealing. So they're not even letting people touch these things anymore.
Yeah.
So I imagine like the loss leaders for things that are actually being stolen out of these grocery stores are like pretty expensive items like liquor.
Well, but they're locking up baby food. They're locking up formula.
I understand that they're doing these things,
Yeah.
and it's sad that they're having to do that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that more than half of all the food going out of these stores is stolen by people just because they need it.
I could be wrong, and I'll see if I can find some information.
We should try to find that.
I really honestly think that most of the theft from groceries is because people can't afford. They have to make hard choices on utilities and rent and food.
You're a more generous person than I am.
try.
It's the nicer thought that these people just have to have, just like, there's such a desperate need. But I do think it's probably more, you see a lot of these crime rings. We've reported on stories like this where people are going in, they're knocking over things in stores. I don't think it's going to like some family who's waiting. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm sure it does happen at times.
And when, to your point of people who are stealing things to sell them on the aftermarket because they know there's desperate people there who don't mind buying it stolen.
Well, those people may even be justifying it to themselves, saying, I don't know for sure that this is stolen.
I'm not trying to justify the crime. I'm not. I'm just saying.
I'm trying to like help remove them one stop from saying that they're basically just like going into a store and stealing. I just don't think that that's happening. I think that they're finding other ways to feed their family in inventive ways. I think they're going to food banks. I think they're getting food assistance.
Well, food banks is never, 2 points. Food banks are never more stretched than they are today. They've never had a higher need.
Food banks are always stretched. I volunteered at countless of them. I understand the economics of a food bank.
But they're more stretched now than ever before, given the economic situation America finds itself in. Couple that with the amount of
good economic situation. But continue.
Couple that. What's that?
We're things are going fairly well stock market-wise. There's a lot of money being made. No, there's a lot of money being made.
Yeah, but not by the lowest income of America.
Continue what you're saying.
You talked about people with food benefits, which are being cut dramatically. One of the things.
Did you see do you know what the number one item though that was being purchased with some of these SNAP benefits? We talked about this on the show.
Junk food.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I'm not
junk food.
I'm not.
So why are we defending a system that the number one thing being purchased is sugary drinks?
If you think you can delegitimize food assistance,
I'm not delegitimizing food assistance.
Well, you just said why are we talking about when the number one stuff being bought is sugary drinks?
No, like
people count on food assistance to feed their families. Would you agree with that?
Of course, that's why you have it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So let me make this point.
It's in the acronym. It's usually nutrition.
I get it. I get it. That's why they're moving toward eliminating sugary drinks from the availability of what you can buy with SNAP.
Yes.
I'm all for that.
Yes.
We've had that, and I agree with you on that one.
Sure.
Okay. When the government is cutting SNAP benefits, which is part of this big beautiful bill.
Okay.
Let me just flesh this out for you.
Flesh it out.
When you've got when you've got a grocer like a Kroger who's got venues in low-income areas like in Kent and like in Everett.
Yeah.
And you see a dramatic decrease to the amount of federal benefits, food benefits going to your customer base. A lot of the groceries receipts come from people buying with SNAP money at grocery stores.
EBT. We have EBT in this state. Yeah.
So I think Fred Meyer closing down these 2 stores in these low-income locations, they can say it's because of higher regulations and it's because of theft, and there's probably true validity to both those claims. Mm-hmm. But I would be genuinely stunned if they didn't see this coming down the tracks of less federal money being spent in grocery stores, knowing it's going to disproportionately affect their receipts in low-income areas.
They're not getting less money. They're not getting less money to spend on food. What they're getting is more regulations on what they can spend on.
No, that's not true.
Right?
That's not true. They're getting a decrease in benefits month by month.
It depends on who's getting. There are people who are double, triple dipping, who are getting too much.
They're decreasing monthly benefits to Americans by reducing food.
Not for everybody.
I'm not saying for everybody. I'm not saying for everybody.
I don't think in this case. Maybe you're right. You could be absolutely right. Maybe Kroger's closing down because they see that they're not going to have enough EBT benefits.
I'm not saying that's the sole reason, but it'd be pretty shocking.
You said that's probably a big part of it.
I said it's probably a factor, is what I said. It's probably a factor in the decision to leave low-income communities.
I used to shop at this Fred Meyer. This is one on Evergreen Way.
Yeah.
I used to shop at this one, or QFC, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. I don't think that their main clientele is only spending with EBT benefits.
I didn't say that either.
Okay.
I'm saying a portion of their customer base spends EBT money at their stores.
Of course, yeah, every
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
When you factor in higher regulations, increased amount of theft, and a loss of federally supported customers, you're going to decide to close your doors for business reasons.
I think I would guess it's mostly about theft. I would guess if they're having to spend so much on security, the margins on a grocery store, we've talked about this.
Yeah,
the margins on a grocery store are like 1.5%.
1.5%. 2 guards, 3 guards at a store.
We just talked about the school district that can't even afford to have cops.
I hear you.
How's a grocery store supposed to support that? You have a school district in Pierce County who gets $140 million a year.
I hear you.
They can't come up with $170,000 to have sheriff's officers there. How is a grocery store whose profits are 1.5% and it's not public money that they're getting? They have to earn those dollars. It's not guaranteed. How are they supposed to survive?
Close down the stores that aren't turning a profit.
Go to an area where you don't have to have a
move
cop
to nicer
on every
neighborhoods
aisle.
where you can charge more and not have to hire cops.
Ridiculous. All right.
We're in agreement.
We got a lot more coming up. What do you want to talk about next?
Anything but snakes.
Anything but snakes. All right.
I love how you haven't thought about snakes in the last 10 minutes, have you?
I haven't, no.
That's right, buddy.
I've been talking about grocery stores.
I'm here for you, pal.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens.
Are you looking at senior living options for you or a loved one? If so, you likely have many questions like, what can I afford? How long will my savings last? And if I run out of money, will I have to move out? If these questions are weighing on you, I'm here to talk you through different solutions. Hi, I'm Amanda from Care Partners Senior Living. At Care Partners, we're focused on offering high-quality, compassionate care at very affordable prices to help stretch and preserve your assets. And if you ever run out of funds and need to convert to Medicaid, you won't have to move. We have vibrant communities throughout Western Washington, Spokane, and Arizona offering independent, assisted living, and memory care. Our caregivers are some of the most loving and genuine people you'll ever meet. Stretch your assets, preserve your estate, and never worry about moving. That's peace of mind in the Care Partners Living difference. Learn more at carepartnersliving.com. Care Partners is excited to announce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, Snohomish, and North Creek Bothell. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Was drafted in 1999 by the Philadelphia 76ers, and that was just absolutely a dream come true.
Todd's playing in the NBA is unique. His battle with neuropathy is not.
I first started noticing problems a couple years into my NBA career, and I felt like my sock was just balled up right in the arch of my foot, and there'd be areas of burning and tingling, and then there'd be other areas of deadness where there would be no response to touch. We tried everything possible, from surgery to different drugs, to try and take care of some of the symptoms.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, non-drug, pain-free procedures that have helped thousands of neuropathy sufferers find relief.
Now I'm able to spend more time doing the things that I enjoy, being on my feet.
If you experience numbness, shooting, or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Hey, I want to tell you a sellwithwes.com success story. Wes Jones knows how important your home sale can be for your future plans. So when he got a call from Susan in Federal Way, he was eager to step up and help her sell her home of 25 years.
Her house was her biggest asset, and this home sale was super meaningful for her. So she's like, I know that I'm leaving money on the table in the condition that it's in. Like, what can we do?
I told him up front that I did not have the time or finances to do what needed to be done. And he immediately jumped in with, well, I do.
He told her about their Listing Boost concierge service.
We identified probably 4 or 5 major things.
It just was all so fast. They did everything.
I'm a son of a builder, and I've done a lot of flips over the years. So this is work that we actually like to do. We are seeking this out.
And I would just tell anybody, here's his phone number, give him a call. He'll take care of it.
So if you're in the market to sell your home, do what Susan did. Check out Wes Jones and his team at sellwithwes.com. Sell with Wes, a better way to sell your home.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
The Subaru A Lot to Love event is going on through the end of August. Carter Subaru is the only dealership in Seattle with the 2025 Outback at 0% for 36 months. Or take advantage of the federal tax credit before it goes away and lease a 2025 Subaru Solterra. Get a credit of up to $7,500. Head into Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard today.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. Not all buyers will qualify for federal tax credit. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. Carter Subaru is buying down the rate for the 2025 Outback. The max amount financed is $20,000. See dealer for details. Valid through 8/31/25.
Saturday, August 23rd, enjoy the 30th birthday bash for University Place at Cirque Park, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Bands all day, over 50 vendors, beer garden, and family zone. Don't miss it August 23rd. Special thanks to UP Refuse and Recycling.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. President Trump says he will seek legislation in Congress, if necessary, to end mail-in voting.
We, as a Republican Party, are going to do everything possible that we get rid of mail-in ballots. We're going to start with an executive order.
Voting by mail is the primary way Washington residents cast ballots. CBS News legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum.
Article 1, Section 4 of the Constitution
clearly gives each state legislature the duty to establish the election rules for federal elections. Donald Trump can try to override that constitutional provision, but the courts will no doubt regard this as another overreach.
U.S. Immigration Services says it is going to start considering anti-American activity when it decides whether or not immigrants have access to U.S. benefits. Reaction from immigration and civil rights attorney Andrew Chan in Seattle.
My first thought is that it's unconstitutional. It's vague. It's broad. It could lead to a chilling effect on free speech.
Immigration Services says it also plans to expand social media vetting. In a statement, that agency says America's benefits should not be given to those who despise the country and promote anti-American ideologies. The truck driver suspected of causing a deadly crash in Florida last week also has ties to our state. And as KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay reports, he was in this country illegally.
Authorities say 28-year-old Harjinder Singh made an illegal U-turn and caused the crash on Florida's turnpike that left 3 people dead. Florida State Attorney General James Uthmeyer spoke to Fox and Friends.
We're not going to deport or let this guy out of our sights until we have convicted him and ensured that he is behind bars.
Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration says the state of Washington broke the rules when it issued Singh a regular full-term commercial driver's license because people without legal status are not eligible. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
No quick trips between Buckley and Enumclaw today. The White River Bridge on SR 410 remains closed after it was struck by a semi yesterday. It's a 38-mile detour around this closure, taking you all the way to 167. Engineers say they are still assessing damage on the 76-year-old bridge. Let's go now to real-time traffic at 2:32. Here's Nate Commerce.
This report brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. Over Tiger Mountain Summit, our earlier backups on Highway 18 east of the summit are thinning out, but both directions are still slow between Deep Creek and I-90. A couple mile backup here. Maple Valley, southbound 169 is packed from Highway 18 down to Rock Creek Elementary. About a mile and a half solid backup here. This is just volume. Linwood to Seattle is up a bit to 25 minutes. Traffic will jam up near Ravenna Boulevard in the U District down to I-90. North 5 is packed from the Michigan Curve in the downtown. This backup has eastbound traffic on the West Seattle Bridge coming to a halt there at Highway 99. Southbound 405 is getting thick now between South Bellevue and Renton, taking about 25 minutes to make it through. And Tacoma to Olympia is still looking good at 35 minutes. Save 50 to 75% by combining tax credits, rebates, and incentives on a new heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance. Visit homecomfortalliance.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
And your forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. A nice afternoon. Some clouds in the mix today. Mostly sunny for the rest of the week. And temperatures steadily on the rise. Right now, 74 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. Tons of stuff to get to. We have a really fascinating AI story we're going to get to in just a second. A couple things I want to mention real fast. James on the YouTube chat line asked me to give an update on the Bonnie Lake Little League's run into the Little League World Series. So they lost that first game that they played, which is a real bummer. But it's a double elimination tournament. So they play tonight, I believe, at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, Dakota. North or south? I'm not sure. I think it's north.
One of those Dakotas.
If I think it's north, it's probably south.
Let's see. They play tonight. I have it here in front of me. The Little League World Series. I don't know.
They're in the losers bracket because they lost that first game. They won yesterday.
It doesn't mean that their road is impossible, though.
They got to win their way through. Yeah, they got to win their way through.
But they just got to keep winning. But they will play tonight. If they win tonight, then they will play again tomorrow in the 4th round, which would be phenomenal. And so we can all root those guys on. Bonnie Lake Little League World Series. Congratulations. Weren't they just in the Little League World Series last year?
I believe Bonnie Lake is making a return appearance in the World Series.
Boy, these kids, they got something special. Good for them.
Fun to watch, man.
Super fun to watch. Yeah, fantastic. One more thing, too, to point out. We just had I thought our conversation, I really enjoyed it on our grocery stores. Why are they closing? What's the reason? And somebody on the text line had this to say, and I thought it was kind of interesting. They said that location in Everett, they said one of the reasons that they stopped going to that location a while ago is the tweakers in the parking lot. They said it was as aggressive, basically, as they have seen at any grocery store. and they just decided to find somewhere else to shop. So regardless of who's spending money in the store.
No, you're right, man.
If you can't even get people in the store, no matter how,
is it a crime outside?
No matter where that money's coming from.
Why would you go in? Agreed.
Then, you're already behind the 8 ball. So that's a tough spot to be in.
They're playing South Dakota, by the way.
South Dakota?
For the Midwest Division, yeah.
Come on, Bonnie Lake.
Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Who's even heard of South Dakota? Beat them.
I've been there.
Just beat them.
I've been there.
Beat them.
Notice I didn't stay.
Let me tell you what. Not as nice as North. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. Not as good as baseball players as North. That's what I've heard. No, they're all great. Good job, those kids. All right. We had this AI story that I saw, and this was really, truly interesting to watch. You made a point about this the other day, Spike. We were talking about it in the newsroom, maybe with somebody, and you were saying about AI, the most frightening thing about it. And you repeat it for the audience because it bears repeating.
When we look at how incredibly far AI has come and how much it's able to do, what we're looking at today is the worst version we will ever see.
Yeah, from now on.
From now on. This is the bottom. It's going to get nothing but faster, better, stronger, more intrusive.
It just keeps getting more realistic.
And so quickly.
There are super fun things about AI. Mm-hmm. So, like, I've been using. We showed you those pictures that I made, or those like little fun videos that I made on Grok Imagine.
Yeah, the boys.
You and I did some fun videos where we were like
here
standing
in
at our desk.
Newsroom. Yeah,
we're like, turn us into Yetis, and it did it.
Boom, got a big hug.
So we've been playing around, having fun with it, but there is this whole other side to it. Listen to this, CBS Saturday Morning. I thought this was really fascinating. They highlighted. And they talked to this guy who runs, and I don't have his name offhand, but he runs a very popular YouTube music. He's basically like a music YouTuber.
Okay.
And so he talks to famous musicians. He talks to studio musicians. He talks to people in the music industry. He's really interested in like how songs are made, how you write a song, how you come up with the lyrics, which I'm fascinated by.
We're talking about Rick Beto.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, the guy's awesome.
Big name.
His videos are incredible. He's interviewed the greatest of the greatest.
He's great. He's got like 6 million YouTube subscribers. He's doing very well. So CBS talked to him, and they were like, show us from your perspective as a music aficionado.
Yeah.
What do you think of this new wave of AI technology, which basically allows you not only to create lyrics to songs, not just to create the songs, the musical part of the songs, you can create full-on fake bands that then gain followings. And they highlighted one called The Velvet Sundown. Listen to this.
It is a true overnight success story.
Are you sure we're not real? Now here we are with machines copying people's voices.
Rick Beato is
AI.
sure.
And now they've admitted that it's AI. They changed their bio on Spotify. But still, they have 1.5 million followers. Why are they a verified artist when they're not even human? That's one of those things.
He's the popular YouTuber who's testified before Congress about the impact of AI and has gained millions of followers himself by talking to Sting and others, breaking down songs.
We're sitting in this beautiful studio here, but everything in the studio can be emulated in how many seconds?
It's probably about 2.5 minutes.
So then they walk us through, and this is the frightening part. Spike, I really wanted to get your reaction as a musician. You've been a lifelong musician. You've been playing instruments since you were how old?
Oh, 12 probably.
And you've now
performing live since I was 24.
Spike and the Impalers, you guys are doing shows all the time.
Yeah, but 24 years now that we've been together.
It's hard work. It's not easy to do.
You got to get it right. You practice a lot. You never give up getting better.
So when you hear, I want to play this clip for you of in real time how they not only create a song, but an entire persona of a person who now created this song, and what this does to you when you listen to this.
The song is about walking away from someone who never really saw her worth. She's just going to create the song lyrics.
Wait, how many seconds was that?
That was like about 4 seconds.
Quick question for you, Spike. When you write a song, does it take 4 seconds or is it slightly longer?
The good ones take about a minute and a half. No, the longer you work on a song, the less, it's the worse it is. I honestly think
really?
The more you have to struggle through writing something, the harder it gets. I mean, don't get me wrong. You have to tweak you have to tweak and edit yourself.
You might refine it.
Right.
But
right.
like the germ of it.
The best stuff just falls out of your brain.
Sure.
There's a moment of true inspiration.
Yeah, it's like that REM song. What's that song, Man in the Moon?
Yeah.
Do you believe is that the
If
name
you
of the
believe,
song? If you believe
they put a man on the moon, yeah.
But from the Jim Carrey movie,
yeah,
they apparently wrote that while they were in Seattle recording at some local studio, and they were like
Bad Animals.
Yeah, and they couldn't figure the song out, and then Is it Michael Stipe? Is that his name?
Stipe's the lead singer, yeah.
So he ends up going for a walk. This is the story that I heard. I heard him tell it one time. He ends up going for a walk through Seattle just for inspiration. And he said on the walk, as he's walking, the song just is transported down into his head.
Yeah.
And by the time he gets back to the studio, it's nearly a fully recognized or fully realized song. And then they laid it all down and they were able to send something off to their producer within hours.
Right.
Which is exactly what you're talking
about. It's a classic, yeah.
Yeah, but it's you're doing it instantly, but it's only because you have spent 20 years getting to the point where you can do it like that.
Right.
AI is such a shortcut. You don't have to have any musical talent at all, and it gives you something like this.
AI draws from everything that's already been done, so there's zero originality.
Yeah. Listen to this. AI song, would you listen to this?
God.
Did you even read any of these, or you don't care?
I don't care. Put my lyrics in.
The lyrics that happen in 4 seconds.
Yes. And then hit create. Let's listen.
This is the world premiere.
I was paper, you were scissors, cut me out.
She's a good singer.
Good singer.
They then talked to a country musician, and I love country music.
Yeah.
And the lyrics are obviously vital in any song, but it seems like especially in country. And they played this AI song for her.
Okay.
And you could see in her face, she goes, "Whoa!" The reaction to like the complexity of how the lyrics are used. Listen to this.
Some days it takes 45 minutes, some days it takes 5 hours.
But your songwriting would never take 2 minutes or less.
Oh, never. Absolutely never.
So this song,
Okay.
Sadie Winters.
I'm so nervous.
Sadie Winters is the fake AI person that was created.
I used to fold myself into your corners, made myself small.
Wow, that's like the paper linger rhyme is like an advanced rhyme. That was a little bit jarring that a person didn't do that.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
What is it? I mean, what does it send shivers down your spine? Are you wary of it? Are you excited about it? Does it create possibilities?
It creates infinite possibilities. It seems kind of elitist or even, I don't know, ignorant or in denial to say that it can never be as good as a human writer. It's cheap. It's false. It's doing incredible work. It's doing quality music.
Mm-hmm.
It makes genius lyrical content. I mean, literally, because it does literally take from, when I say there's nothing original about it, but it takes the best of everything and finds the most, correct way to put together.
Yeah.
It knows what works, knows what doesn't work, has this basis of knowledge. It's terrifying to someone. I don't consider myself a musician or writer. I do parodies. I do impressions. It's like
but you're creative and you have honed your skills as a musician.
And and I got my gig because I could put rhymes together and make parody songs. But if my ticket into being able to do something I love is gone because now AI does it.
Yeah.
Talk about what AI is going to eliminate. But does that mean I shouldn't be able to enjoy something that's fabricated by AI? That seems arrogant to me.
That's the other question.
Yeah.
The flip side is
I
for
can
the
love it.
audience,
Yeah.
we know how it affects artists, right?
Yeah.
But for the audience, does the audience even care? Or do they just want the good product? They like the music.
Right. Well, and Rick Beato, I think it was pronounced in the piece by CBS, he's testified before Congress trying to protect artists' rights and their livelihoods of the intrusion of AI. But that doesn't mean that consumers can't enjoy it.
The problem is if AI becomes the dominant force and it's only drawing from original inspiration from people, then that inspiration pool becomes smaller and smaller and smaller the less people who can afford to do it.
I hear,
and then AI is drawing from and then everything will just kind of sound like the same thing eventually.
Right, and there are legal arguments say, look, if you went over the entirety of the music experience to draw these information for AI, shouldn't the people you draw from be compensated? Because you're listening to copywritten material and then creating something new from it. Don't those people who inspired you, isn't there anything for them? Don't they have any right?
Certainly.
To the art they created?
Yeah. It's a brave new world out there.
Terrifying and beautiful.
It's a terrifying, really nice to listen to world. All right, we got a lot more coming up. We get your text messages. Lots of good stuff today. Lots of snake-related things. So tune back in for that. We'll be right back.
Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate donate your car today.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Hey, Spike O'Neill for Sharp Vision, Modern LASIK and Lens. You know, my vision was always perfect my entire life. I've bragged about it many, many times. I had 20/20 vision, best eyes of anybody I knew. And then time hit. And time takes its toll, and my vision started to deteriorate. I needed reading glasses. And every time I needed them, it seems like I couldn't find them. It was time to do something about it. So I visited the Bellevue offices of Sharp Vision, Modern LASIK and Lens, had a complete comprehensive eye exam. They told me that I had good vision, but I had the beginnings of cataract. And I was a perfect candidate for refractive lens exchange surgery, RLE. Had a lot of questions, which they answered, put me at ease. Simple afternoon of procedure, less than 2 hours in the door and out the door, couple weeks of recovery, and now I've got the best vision of my life. Not just the 20/20 of my youth, I've got 20/10 vision. I never was able to see this good, and I will never develop cataract because of the RLE surgery, and I will never need readers. It's time for you to take a look at what you could be seeing with better vision. Give Sharp Vision, Modern LASIK and Lens a call at 425-451-2020. That's 425-451-2020, or online at sharp-vision.com. Sharp with an E-vision.com, official eye care providers of Sounders FC.
The summer warehouse clearance sale is on now at Bob's Heating. We have an overstock of 2024 cooling equipment, and everything must go. Save 30% on all 2024 air conditioners and heat pumps while inventory lasts. Once these units are gone, they're gone, so now is your chance to save. As temperatures start to heat up, we'll help you cool down with our summer warehouse clearance sale. Call Bob's for your free estimate today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/free and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/free. openphone.com/FREE.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on mynorthwest.com or in person at the station during regular business hours. If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. Available online at Amazon and newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Planning a road trip? Plan a visit to your neighborhood Bucky's Complete Auto Repair for oil changes, brakes, AC repair, and factory maintenance. No appointment needed, and yes, friendly financing is available. Visit buckys.com.
Fantastic job with us while Laura has been gone at a wedding. Thank you so much for filling in.
Thank you. It's been fun. I mean, I would have not met the snake. So.
You would have not met the snake. And I will say, almost to an uncomfortable degree, the audience seems to really like seeing you holding a snake. So thank you for participating with us.
Yeah, I saw someone comment. They were like, "Oh, Sophia looks good today," and someone said, a snake always helps. Everyone who holds a snake looks better. And
yeah. No. I think specifically they were talking about girls holding snakes, but yes.
Well, everyone looks better holding a snake. You too.
They like the man. That snake was crazy. If you guys missed the snake coming in the studio, I'm so glad that I was here. And I'm glad that it's in the past. That was at 1 o'clock. We did it from 1 to through the 1:30 break.
Yeah, almost.
So go back and watch us on YouTube if you missed any of that. All right, we got a lot of text messages. Let's get to it. Start us off, Sophia.
Yeah, on the snake in the studio, Rick from Bothell said, "Best commercial break ever. Reptile Man is epic. We had the cameras live during the commercial showing the snake, so people really enjoyed it."
Linguini really liked to show off for the cameras, so that was one of the most incredible shots I've ever seen.
I posted photos on my X page at Jake Skorheim. Check it out. During the commercial break, he climbed through the desk.
Yeah.
And he actually got stuck because he's so thick.
Yeah.
He got stuck underneath at a section where he was too girthy to get through. And we almost had to get up. I got a screwdriver with me right here because we were going to have to unscrew part of the desk to get him out. But he eventually
he relaxed and let Isaac take him home.
Yeah. But I posted those photos on at Jake Skorheim.
So Nurse Lala on YouTube said, "I am sweating like I was the one holding it." A lot of people really have this fear of snakes.
They do, but it's also it's an uninformed fear like mine was. It's born of ignorance because I had never really been around snakes much, and now that I've held one,
right?
They have a sweetness to them.
They do. Docile.
Would I go on a camp out with one? No.
Just you and me and Linguini in a tent.
Am I ever going to hold a snake again in my life? Maybe not.
Maybe not.
But you know what? I did it, and I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, you did.
Jesse on YouTube says, "Death metal album cover right there. That was a great segment, guys. Jake, we're proud of you. Your family will be too." Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and Mike and Edmund said he's going to have to come back so Laura gets a chance to hold the snake.
I like that idea.
Make
we
Laura
should not deny Laura.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, on grocery store closures, 425 says, "I work for QFC. The high theft in our grocery stores is crazy. In my department, I have to lock up the toothpaste, the eye care products, the hair care products, allergy medicine, etc. Too many things to count. It's a hassle for anyone, customers, and workers, and we are losing revenue due to the product being locked up. No one wants to wait for an employee to unlock anything."
True.
You made that point. That being said, we were losing revenue due to theft. The thieves know we're not allowed to intervene. Therefore, they walk out with a cartload and wave to you as they do it. Something needs to be done.
It is insane. I see videos all the time of people just walking out nonchalantly like they have no care in the world and nobody's stopping them. And the stores are not allowed to engage. You don't want to get in a fight with somebody over toothpaste or a bottle of liquor, but these thefts are happening all the time.
I told you about my local QFC in my neighborhood. I go there sometimes right before closing, 11:30 at night.
Yeah.
And they've literally got shopping cart walls built.
Yeah.
So that everybody who comes through the store has to go through and enter through the aisle that they can see.
It's like 300.
Yeah.
They're squeezing you through the gates.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a real thing. Real problem.
Janine and Yum says failure of the current system in these locations are the reason why these stores can't stay open. They fail to keep the employees and customers safe. That's true. If you don't feel safe going to an area, you're not going to go and spend your money there.
No, like the other texter said, he's got people out front doing drugs right outside the store. Who's going to shop there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jolly Rancher on YouTube said, "Now that we've cut SNAP, I guess we'll see more people stealing who truly need to, so then we can pay taxpayer money to feed them in jail. It sounds like a never-ending cycle. Most things are not one thing or the other. There's multiple factors involved in every societal issue."
Huh?
Because I'm trying to follow through all the logic on that one.
We said there's a lot of different contributing factors to why we find ourselves in this situation.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't think all the. Yeah, okay, yeah. Thank you, Jolly Rancher. There's not enough time to respond to everything there,
Yeah,
but thank you very
we'll
much.
get a beer after the show and try to figure out that particular text. There's
That
a
would
lot
be
in there.
fun. We should do a listener meetup, actually.
That'd be
Wouldn't that
great.
fun.
Oh, yes.
I'd like that. All right, let's end on one last one here. Spike, let's do something on AI. That was a great conversation.
Okay. 360 says, I wrote 5 AI songs for my Rotary Club. It was amazing. But Spike, you're totally right about where the lyrics come from. But in reality, how many original songs are actually not inspired by somebody else?
See, there's a difference there.
Yeah.
If it's a human being who's being inspired by somebody, we're all inspired by other things.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
absolutely,
Like,
yeah.
look at all the art in the history of the world. There's something you could trace back to something else. But it's the human element that makes us like it, right?
I hope so.
I mean, the AI stuff it's nice.
It's okay.
It's nice, but it's candy.
It's fast food. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, good call.
All right,
It's not
thank
a
you guys.
home-cooked meal
It's
of a
not
song.
a home-cooked delicious.
Boom.
It's not a meatloaf.
Yeah.
Can't get any better
I love
than meatloaf.
that guy.
Meatloaf is great.
Met him once. I'll tell you
AI
that
could never
sometime.
replicate
never
meatloaf.
meatloaf. Nope.
Thank you guys for listening. Super fun show today. Come back tomorrow. John Curley's coming up next. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Hey, we've got Wes Jones here of sellwithwes.com. Wes, what if I'm a home seller, but I've got a unique property? Maybe I have a lot of acreage or a horse pasture or a castle and a moat or a house with some sort of unique design. Can you help with that?
If you've got something like that, I definitely want to hear from you guys. Working with unique properties is one of my favorite things to do in real estate. And the reason why is I get to utilize my full arsenal of marketing techniques. We can do aerial photography, we can do video walkthroughs, we can do actual video, we can do target marketing. But one of the unique things that I can do that other realtors don't is some of the access to other media that I can advertise your properties in. The local blogs, Seattle Times, King 5, all of my properties have been featured on programs like those.
That's Wes Jones of sellwithwes.com. He sold a ton of unique properties and he can sell yours too. Sellwithwes.com, sellwithwes.com, a better way to sell your home.
For the news you trust.
Breaking news we are getting.
Experience matters.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo.
James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Good morning. I'm Heather Bosch.
Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
We're on YouTube, our app, and 97.3 FM.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who